We're on the Wasatch Front, Ogden, Utah. Stewart Stadium, the site for this Big Sky matchup. Number 3, Montana, and the Weber State Wildcats' 59th meeting. Montana off the bus, geared up, trying to go to 9-0 under head coach Bobby Hauck. Hi, everybody. I'm Trey Bender alongside Jordan Tripp. Montana is 8-0 for the first time since 2009. An opportunistic defense, a high-powered offense, but a Weber State team that has had their number in this series of late.
No doubt about that. Weber State always seems to give Montana fits, whether they're in Ogden or in Missoula.
Michael Wortham, dynamic week in and week out. He looks like a front runner for the Peyton Award.
This kid is Mr. Do-It-All. We know that. He lines up all over the field in the slot, at quarterback, at outside receiver, inside receiver, returner. He really is a front runner for that Walter Payton Award.
National Player of the Week. We knew about the kick return game, how good he was there.
I don't think he knew he was this good, but man, is he electric. The kid can just flat fly and hit the home run from everywhere on the field. Can he bring home that Walter Payton Award?
Does it in the receiving game and has been effective there as their leading receiver. But how about the Wildcat formation, his running ability?
I mean, look at this. The kid can just flat make you miss in a phone booth. He's impossible to tackle. He's all over the field, and he's got some serious juice when he gets out there.
He's been the primary weapon. He could be the reason they win the whole thing this year.
I mean, he really is that X factor. He's such a problem for defenses to scheme for.
And how about Ka'ili Ayat? Numbers-wise, Montana quarterback history, one of the best seasons in their history.
He's really becoming an all-time great at Montana. I know that's kind of early to say with some of the guys who have come through here, but man, oh man, he's respected by his coaches, by his teammates, because he puts the time in the film room and on the practice field.
Now, on the Weber State side of things, they have been hit hard by the injury bug, including to several of their starters, but they've got a star wide receiver in Jalen Record. He had a big game in an overtime win in Missoula a year ago.
This kid absolutely went off in Missoula for over 100 last year. Can he have a day like that today? Because he does line up all over the field, in the slot, at outside receiver, and he is a man-to-man matchup nightmare.
And a guy that can stretch the field and kind of give safeties nightmares at times with his ability.
You see right there, lining up man-to-man on the slot, going over the top. This is the problem that he poses for the Montana defense, because he can line up all over the field, similar to Michael Wortham a little bit.
Now joining us on the sidelines, as always, is Kyle Hansen. Kyle?
Yeah, Trey, Jordan, great to be here with both of you guys, and happy 1st of November to everybody watching, but it sure doesn't feel like it because we couldn't have a more perfect day here in Ogden, Utah. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Stockman Bank weather report, and as we're about to kick things off, 60 degrees with winds about 5 miles an hour out of the southwest and mostly sunny here. Like I said, you couldn't ask for a more picture-perfect day to start November, but also have some college football between Weber State and Montana. So that's a look at your Stockman Bank weather report, Montana's brand of banking. Well, Stewart Stadium has been a haven for the Weber State Wildcats, and especially against Montana. Since 2008, Weber State has beaten Montana 5 of 6 times, including in the playoffs in 2019. The last time the Grizzlies won was back in 2012. And obviously, the Wildcats are riding a 3-game winning streak as a whole right now against Montana, so Montana looking to correct that, while Weber State looking for a little bit of that magic to continue. And of course, like we mentioned, that playoff game in the mix as well. So should be a great one between two of these old foes and old rivals. Let's go ahead and get this one started with Trey and Jordan. Guys?
Thanks, Kyle. Mickey Mental, 3rd season at the helm. Last year, 4 wins. First season, 6-5. He was the offensive coordinator under Jay Hill on a 10-win team that made it the FCS second round. You can see his numbers dealing with the injuries. Players coach, though, he's got a great attitude despite going through that adversity.
Super positive. When we were on that call with him this week, he is just so excited to play the Montana Grizzlies regardless of the situation they are in from an injury standpoint.
And Bobby Hauck really likes this team. He knew there was potential at the start. You can see the numbers. The Big Sky's all-time winning as coach, 19th season. Could be a year where they win the whole thing. He's been close so many times.
I don't think it gets talked about enough. Being the leader of this Montana football team is no small task, and boy, has he shown up year to year. And right now, being 8-0, he's definitely where they want to be.
Kicking it away, Ty Morrison, the 3-time Big Sky Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. And this one will reach the end zone, and the Wildcats will start after the touchback. Defensively, Weber State really good last week. Offensively, trying to hit their stride, averaging over 24 points per game. Injuries to quarterbacks Jackson Gilkey and Cash McCollum. John Jennings has been the guy taking over his 5th game out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio.
Jennings doesn't have a lot of starts, but something he's done well is protected the ball. I know he doesn't have a lot of touchdowns, but he hasn't turned it over a ton. Can he have a breakout game today against Montana?
Jennings had high school offers from Kentucky and some MAC schools, trying to make a statement in Big Sky plays. They'll hand it off right up the gut. A good carry on first down for Zach Herbacek, but he fumbles the football. It's loose at the 34, and the Grizz have it. Micah Harper jumps on it, and what a start for the road team.
Micah Harper, Johnny on the spot. You could not have this if you were Weber State to start the game. Diesel Wilkinson coming from the safety nickel position and punching the ball out with a massive fast start for Montana defense.
Montana leads the Big Sky in interceptions. They get a big fumble recovery here. Herbacek, their 3rd running back starting this year, coughs it up. And they go to Wildcat right away. And here's Wortham on cue inside the 20. And right away, Montana in the red zone. First drive, 16-yard pickup.
Well, Kale Yacht getting his first start at wide out there, and I would say Michael Wortham his first start at quarterback for the day.
Looking at the all-purpose yardage leader at every level of college football, and Montana often clicking. Good play defense, good play offense. Now Ayat to the air. Underneath, catch by Wortham. Tries to shed the tackle and can't. Knocked down by Danielle Assisi. A good gain, though, on first down. Ayat, one of the top seasons in Montana history. Look at these numbers.
Truly remarkable. Fun fact about him, 13 touchdowns and 3 picks in their last 6 games. That shows how efficient he is and how well he's protected the ball going down the stretch week to week.
Mentally tough, showed how physically tough he was at Sac State last week. Here's an end around into the hands of Brooks Davis. Davis trying to get the corner turned. He's in, touchdown Montana. 12 yards, and quickly the visitors from Missoula strike 6-0.
There are so many weapons on this Montana offense, and freshman Brooks Davis with the end around touchdown. Something Brent Pease says about him, this kid just does not complain and he works hard. And look at him right here, showcasing why he is in the running for that Jerry Rice Award. Best player in the country as a freshman.
3 touchdowns receiving, now 1 rushing. He also has 2 two-point conversion runs this season. Morrison to tack on the extra point, and he does. 7-0 Montana. You couldn't ask for a better start for the Grizz.
Timeout on the field.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump, pump it up. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University, mountains and mines.
Fall foliage November 1st on the Wasatch Front. 7-0 Grizz. They get the forced fumble, the recovery from Harper, and then the touchdown run from Brooks Davis on the end around. And the kickoff is going to be fielded, and then it goes through the end zone as Record was over there, thought about bringing it back. It'll be a touchback. Today's Players to Watch brought to you by the Jewelry Design Center.
You got Brooks Davis in the running for that Rice Award, Peyton Wing, Buck Buchanan Award, Jaylene Record. Can he have a day like he did last year against Montana? Sunhala coming off his best game as a Wildcat last week against Eastern Washington. Very productive day for him in that second half shutout Wildcats.
Peyton Wing hasn't cut his hair since homecoming in high school. No reason to do that now the way he's playing. Getting better and better as his college career moves on. So after the fumble, second series for the Wildcats from the 25-yard line. Jennings to the air on the backfield, catch made by Bird Butler, and he's upended after a short gain, maybe half a yard. Prince Ford, the senior corner, was right there.
Bird Butler getting involved, hasn't had a lot of reps. One of the guys getting opportunities with injuries to that running back room for the Wildcats.
Our Tyrama first down line, 7-0 Montana in front of Weber State. Second down, 9, some movement up front. Looks like the Grizz might have jumped. Jennings to the air, to sideline, it's incomplete. Were they drawn off, Jordan?
I think they got Montana on a hard count there. Jumping off sides with a free play. Jennings would probably like to have that for an opportunity Let me get a look right here.
Offside. Number 11 of the defense, 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
That's Kelly Holman, our lead referee. Elijah Tolbert jumped the gun, and one of the guys up front.
You can see Coach Houck's not happy. One of the reasons Montana was so successful last week against Sacramento State is they had one penalty for 5 yards. Already at that here today in the first quarter.
2nd and 4 now after the penalty from the 31-yard line. From the gun, flags thrown again. Jennings stepping up in the pocket, and he moves forward for a couple yards at the 33-yard line. Hard count, what's he doing there to get him to jump? I know it's early and you're excited defensively.
Yeah, early, but I mean, I think that they're giving him a little bit of some issues here with this center moving his head as well.
Offside defense, number 56. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Something that you can do to generate some opportunities for Weber State with the rabid Montana defense that's pressure heavy is these hard counts and allowing them not to get off at the snap of the ball, creating more time for your offense.
That was Hunter Peck, the guilty party. First down from the 36 now for Weber State. 3 receivers. They'll run the ball with Butler, trying to bounce to the outside, and Butler finally tackled at midfield. Jake Mason, the sophomore end from Ferndale, Washington there. Remember, problems with injuries. Godley and Sylvester, their top 2 backs out. Spencer Ferguson is out. Butler and Herbacek, the guy's carrying the ball right now.
Herbacek, you know, he's really special. You see these guys here, they're doing a gap scheme, Trey. Something that they see with opportunities for Montana, once again, going with the hard count. It's no doubt what they want to do as an offense for Weber State, keeping Montana on their heels.
2nd and 7, just shy of the 40-yard line here. Hand it off to Butler, trying to stretch it outside, and that's well played. Wilkinson was there first to shut things down, and he got some help from Micah Harper.
Good responsibility football by the Montana defense. Weber State just elected to flip the play they were successful on in the past and go to the field there on that one, and Montana shut it down.
There you see Butler. They lost Davian Godley and Boogie Sylvester to knee injuries in their loss to Eastern Washington last week. Butler's had to step up. Herbacek also. A couple seniors. 3rd down 7. Montana showing blitz. They back off, they rush forward. There's a blitz coming late from Lawler, and the throw and the catch is made by York, and that's a first down. Clay Oven on the tackle. That was well read by the QB, 13-yard pickup.
A little bit of a drive route, that's a vertical, and then an in route by the #1 receiver. Deshaun Jennings does a really fantastic job of just watching the corner sync with that go route and hit the window on the in for a first down for the Wildcats.
That's your Whitefish Credit Union replay at the 49 now. Weber State trying to shake off that shaky first series where they coughed it up. Trying to move into Montana territory now. Pistol formation. Handoff. This is Coulter May straight ahead, their 3rd running back used, and he's down to the 45, a pickup of 5 yards right there. May is a senior. His brother Brady, 2-time All-America fullback here.
Absolutely, football lineage. May is a captain, very well respected by his coaches and teammates. Moving the sticks forward.
Flag is thrown. Jennings, deep ball, downfield, and another flag comes in.
Well, he knew he had him there, Trey, on that free play opportunity.
That was for defending, and there was a flag early, and J-Rowe was the intended receiver.
Take your opportunities where you can get them, but they're going to get Prince Ford here on a pass interference for impeding the progress of the receiver. Something I want to talk about, though, Trey, on that first turnover, Weber State's had success running the football in a gap scheme. But take a look right here. Prince Ford just in his way. They're going to get him. You can choose the penalty on this one. Should be a big positive play for Weber State moving into the high red zone area against this Montana defense. Having success in the running game, open up that passing game a little bit.
Montana's done a nice job this season, not getting flagged a whole bunch, but some problems here on the defensive side of the ball, Jordan. You know, they'll get that penalty flag thrown when they're trying to blitz and trying to anticipate, but they've had some other things come up here.
On the defense. Offside, number 99, that penalty is declined. Illegal substitution, 12 players in formation on the defense. That penalty is declined. Defensive pass interference, number 6 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's uncharacteristic to have 3 on one play, and in Montana, the guilty party in a lot of facets there.
You don't see the triple crown too often, but boy, that's not the way Montana wants to start with 5 penalties now on this drive in defense. Moving into that high red zone area, you're wondering, we haven't seen Jalen Record. Right now he's at the #3 receiver in the slot. Montana's showing man-to-man. Are we gonna see him get an opportunity with the ball?
Trips left, and they'll run it with Bird Butler straight ahead, nothing to do it. Peyton Wing right there. And Wing's coming off his best game where he just dominated their play caller at the linebacker spot.
That kid had a day against Sacramento State. You got to wonder if he continues to produce at the level he did last week, if he's going to be in the running for that Buck Buchanan Award. And what an addition to Montana. And like you said, he's got that sunshine look with the flow going. No need to cut his hair.
We have a new system for our Marsh McLennan Agency fan zone this season. Scan the barcode on the bottom of the screen. Follow the instructions. Send in your pick. Sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. We'll share our favorites later. Second down and 10 from the pistol. Play fake, sideline pattern. Catch made by Marvin Session, and he's close to a first down at the 20. Kenzel Lawler on the tackle. Now, we talked about Records. Session, a big target, 6'1", 205.
Big guy, and just with what Weber State's doing right now, they're not trying to take the top off the defense. They're just taking what Montana gives them in the running game and simply counting the box. If there's 6 or less, they're running it. If there's 7 or more, they're going to throw it. And just taking these 5-yard chunks if Montana's not going to press the issue with blitz or coverage.
They've entered the AVA Law Group red zone. First down at the Montana 19 now. And movement up front.
Looks like they're going to get a wrap with a false start here, the right tackle from Bora Bora.
False start, number 62, the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You saw 64. They saw Jacob Edmonds, 62, the left guard. But Weber State had been moving the ball pretty well here, and now they make a mistake.
Something you can't have on first down is a negative play. It just changes the whole call sheet, what you can do as a coordinator and a defensive coordinator for that matter, whether you win or lose on first down.
First and 15 now. A lot of movement up front. They'll hand it off to Coulter. Make kind of a misdirection, but that did not fool Montana. He's down to the 23-yard line.
The reason that Weber State's doing all of these motions is to try to get Montana's eyes messed up so they can set up that deep passing game. And right there, Montana is showing that they're not going to be fooled, and they're hitting their run fits, and they're winning in these early down run game.
Buchanan watch this guy, Peyton Wing, All-American. Their leader in tackles for loss and sacks. They'll run it again with May. Tough yardage down to the 20. It'll set up a 3rd and long from that point.
That was an RPO, run pass option. John Jennings elected to give the ball inside to May, and he had something on the perimeter. Let's see if they come back to that later on.
Now this is 3rd and 10. Montana likes to blitz in 3rd and long situations. With the ball near the red zone, do you go that route here?
I think this is 4-down territory if you're Weber State, and they got him on a free play.
Wing jumped across.
Unimpeded to the quarterback. Let's see what the referees call here, if it's going to be on the defense or the offense.
Offside, defense number 32, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, it's still 3rd down.
You've been a linebacker. What are you trying to do there if you're Wing? I mean, you're not trying to anticipate, but
you're trying to anticipate and watch the play clock. If it's under 15, they're not going to have time to get into their second play, and that's just what Peyton Wing was thinking, but they went with the hard count inside of 10 seconds, throwing a wrinkle at Peyton Wing.
3rd and 6 now. May, they're going to run it straight ahead, and that's not going to get them the first down. It's down to the 11, a couple yards shy. Interesting call there. It sets up a 4th and manageable. Solo Tuliaupupu on the tackle, and they're going to bring on the kicking team.
Interesting call here by Coach Mental to not go for it. Wants to get points on the board, which I understand.
They have kicked a lot of field goals. Sloan Calder, 14 of 17 this year. He's number 2 in the nation in made field goals per game. They're going to try to get 3 here out of the hold of Peyton Beck from Bountiful, Utah. 29-yard attempt from the right hash, and he knocks it through there. So a good try for Weber State. They only get 3, and Montana's still in front 7-3 here.
Weber State getting
Timeout
points on the
field.
board. Can Montana come back and show some of that explosive offense?
(7-3) Grizz in front. Time now for a check of this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating poll. Visit WilliamsPlumbing.com to register for a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Grizz or Cats game. Today's question: at the midpoint of the season, conference-wise, who's been the Big Sky offensive MVP? There's your 4 choices. Now, you know, Ayat, is 3rd in the nation, and he's not on that list, but it's a tough choice regardless with those 4.
And the leader in pass yards, touchdowns, and yards per game. Maybe we got to add a 5th on there. We'll call in and see, but put your vote in. We'd love to see your guys' response at the end of the game.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. And obviously some tremendous talent on the offensive side of the ball in Big Sky play. So Montana's D gets the stop, and they get the field goal, so their team still in front. Conservative call there, but you feel it was important for the Wildcats to get some points.
I understand getting points on the board. You know, Weber State's 54% in the red zone on touchdowns. If you're going to beat a Montana football team, you have to score touchdowns.
Here's Gilman straight ahead, the aforementioned, and he drives the pile forward to the 31-yard line, close to 6 yards on that carry. They had Davis in motion that time to kind of keep the defense honest.
Weber State's packing the box. You know, they didn't even hesitate this week when they were talking to us. They said, we're going to go 8 in the box, close the middle of the field with 1 high safety because we cannot let 10 run all over us. But what's Montana going to do? They got 6, 3, 4. They got all those other weapons out there.
Stacked backfield here. They've got a tight end back there as they send Bohannon in motion, bottom of the screen. Handoff, picking its way forward as Gilman sees the seam, has the first down up to the 38-yard line. How do you slow this guy down? 105 yards per game, 9th in the FCS, the Big Sky leader.
I don't know if you do. Something that makes him so special is his elite vision. To the left side of your screen, the initial running lane was closed, and he just has the ability to see the whole field and move the sticks for Montana.
Mason Hitchens, the leading tackler for the Wildcats, on the stop there. First down, Montana. Play action this time. Ayat has time down the middle. Bohannon's got it in stride. No flags. Touchdown, Grizz. 63 yards, and that is touchdown number 18 for Kale'i Ayat.
Kale'i Ayat read the safeties of the defense and understood that they were closed, packing the box for Gilman, and it was a scissor route between Bohannon and Michael Wortham. And what that means is they line up and they exchange position 10 to 15 yards down the field, creating a matchup issue, and Bohannon getting behind the defense for the score.
62 officially. Bohannon's first touchdown catch this season. He battled some injury, and Morrison adds the extra point. It's 14-3. Kale'i Ayat on cue, getting better and better as the season goes on.
Timeout on the field.
Just keeps progressing as a quarterback of the Montana offense, making a statement for why he may be an All-American candidate. On the last play, check the bottom of your screen. Wortham and Bohannon lined up in the slot. Look at the middle of the field. Weber State's trying to show an 8-man box, and they do. But Bohannon and Wortham exchange spots on that scissor route, creating a matchup nightmare, and Bohannon taking the top of the defense off for the Grizzlies in the score.
Gotta feel good for Blake Bohannon, hard worker and alpha dog, according to the offensive coordinator, Coach Pease. And the kickoff from Morrison won't be returned. The Wildcats will have it again on the touchback. Great start. Montana's the early turnover, short drive for the Grizz, and then they get a long drive and the big play.
You're wondering what Mickey Mental is thinking for the Weber State offense. They have had success in the run game with their gap scheme, and what that is pulling offensive linemen and creating new gaps onto one side of the football. Are they going to come back to that, or are they going to get Jaylene Record and these wideouts involved in the passing game?
Jennings last week, 140 yards, threw a couple picks for Coach Mental in a tough loss to Eastern Washington. Their defense played so well, shutting out the Eagles in the second half. Could come up with a win, though. Jennings looking to throw, deep ball down the middle, and incomplete. Wanted Session down there. His tight end, Munier, was also in the area. Lawler back defensively.
Misread by Munyer on the defense. What he's reading is the safeties. If they are open, meaning too high, he's going to run a pull. If it's closed, he's going to go to the corner. Jennings, not on the same page.
Jennings just 5 games a year ago, only threw 3 passes. Pressed into duty with a fractured left fibula to the starter Jackson Gilkey, and then an injury to Cash McCollum. He's become the guy for an offense that's missing a lot of big pieces. Play action on 2nd down. Jennings trying to do it with his feet, a couple yards and that's it. Schwartz was over there, got some help from Braden Bailey, the nose guard.
One of the problems about this Montana defense creating problems for the offense is the amount of movement that it has. The guy didn't make the play. Caleb Atluski, number 45, and up and under, forcing Jennings to spill over the top, and the rest of the troops getting there for the Montana defense, forcing this 3rd and long.
They really signaled out Atluski and talking to the coaches this week. Still young, only a sophomore from Melissa, Texas. 3rd down and long. Atluski is up on the line of scrimmage. He's coming on the blitz. Jennings flushed out of there, rolling right. Can't do anything with it and throws it away.
What a creative play call by Tim Houck and Roger Cooper, starting with 5 down. Tolbert up on the line of scrimmage and dropping to the middle of the field, taking away the check down for DeJon Jennings and forcing a punt for the Weber State offense.
Jake Mason doing a good job getting after the quarterback. 4th down and 8, and they'll bring on Henry Way, sophomore from Australia, to kick it away. Drew Deck with his sprinter speed standing back at the 30, and now an interesting formation, 3 blockers in front of Way. And we've got a penalty flag. Not a formation you see every day.
False start, number 3 of the kicking team, 5-yard penalty. It remains 4th down.
Sometimes you can outsmart yourself, but talking to Coach Houck this week about their special teams is something that they did very well. Something they always have done very well at Weber State is their special teams, but a penalty on their first rep.
So now Way standing back at his 7. Gets the kick away, end over end. Deck coming up on it and bobbles it momentarily at the 35 and retrieves it. Deck trying to get to the outside, nowhere to go. Good open field tackle made right there by Coulter May. Speaking of the special teams for the Wildcats, a good play.
Starting fullback and running back, captain, respected by his teammates, making a play there on special teams down the field for the Wildcats. When Drew Deck really had something, what a play in the open field coming up and making the stop.
How about the special teams player of the week last week for the Grizz, the trio? You've got offense, defense, and special teams.
3 problems right there for opposing teams, and that man, Michael Wortham, boy, is he special. And oh yeah, here goes that other guy.
And here goes the other All-American, Gilman, down the sideline for a 1st down. Run out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and they move the chains. We just saw Wortham, Ayat, and Morrison, and here's Gilman. So many stars offensively and on special teams for the squad. 23 yards.
Gilman just punching it around the corner, but man, Amick, the freshman right tackle, just a nasty player, getting a big-time block there on the corner to pop his running back free.
So far, they've had success in the run game. That was a focal point for the Weber State defense, shutting that down to no avail. 2 yards, make it 3, 4, 5 yards as he moves up to the 35-yard line. That was a short gain he turned into a good gain. 2nd and 5.
Just fire up that diesel. Eli Gilman just turning the century mark on that 3,000 yards, closing in on Jordan Canada, one of my former teammates.
He's got him in his sights. We'll see how it plays out the rest of the year. Gilman averaging 105 per game. Number 3 in the FCS with 14 total touchdowns. Oh, he just delivers a blow right there and picks up a 1st down inside the 30-yard line. That was a collision in the middle of the field, Jordan.
Physical run by the All-American Eli Gilman. And boy, I would say watch, but just listen to this pop. That's a tough running back right there.
Isaac Mahuka met him in the hole, the sophomore from Hawaii. 1st down at the Wildcats 29-yard line, already up 11. Montana on the move. Hayat sideline. Catch made by Corbin Hendricks. a short gain. Monte Pate on the tackle. You like Hendricks' upside, long frame.
This kid is somebody who's young. They're trying to get involved in the offense. Track athlete, 10'4", 100 meters, sprinter speed, big, tall, long. Look for him to potentially be an X factor for this Montana offense as they move down the stretch.
Former ASU Sun Devil, he was the number 62 rated high school wide receiver in the nation out of McKinney, Texas. Second down. Handed off to Stevie Rocker Jr., and he puts his head down and has the first down to the 18. K.O. Hansen, the free safety on the stop. Rocker really has been a good second back, unselfish, versatile guy.
He is smooth, he's fast, he's strong, and a smart player. Really good catcher of the ball too, Trey.
Play action this time to the sidelines. Catch made by Deck. He's inside the 10, and he stretches just shy of the goal line. Let's see where they mark him out. That was Eshawn Daniels on the tackle, and marked out at the 3-yard line. 17-yard pickup. They're hurry up now. Rocker in the backfield. Ayat on the keeper, uncontested for the Montana touchdown.
Pick your poison for your defensive side of the football. And the opponent this week is Weber State against Montana. How do you cover all of these guys, Trey? Gilman, Ayat, Wortham. I don't even know. I mean, they just packed the box there for Eli. Kaylee saw it from a mile away and calls his own number for the score.
That's his 4th rushing touchdown this season to go with 18 through the air. Morrison with the PAT. 21-3 Montana. And they have really put the pressure on the defense in so many ways here in the first quarter.
Well, the play before, he knew that Drew Deck had a man-to-man situation. Going there from the jump, didn't even have to make his read. And then right here, Eli Gilman just demands so much attention. 9 people in the box. Ayat knows it. He pulls the ball and waltzes in for the score, going up 21-3 early in the ball game here. Ayat has just shown such a calm command of this offense week to week.
He's just a sophomore, which is hard to believe. He looks like a seasoned veteran out there. But I thought the point the coaches brought up to us a couple weeks ago, being a problem solver. He doesn't let, like you just said, he doesn't let things rattle him.
He comes to his coach and says, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I think we should do. And that's why Brent Peace has allowed him to have a say in what is on the call sheet from week to week. He feels confident to say, Coach, I don't feel good with this, or I do feel good with this play call. And it's showing up week to week.
Touchback again as Morrison does the job. Now a message as we pause, a message from the Jewelry Design Center.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
Mickey Mantle has dealt with injuries to skill position players. His offense did have a drive for a field goal, but now down 21-3, and they're just looking for some confidence on that side of the ball.
They are, and consistency is what keeps coming up in my head. Can they move the ball down consistently and score against this Montana defense today?
They'll go play action. Jennings to the sideline, and that's off the hands of the intended receiver, Kelton Wafer, who they're really excited about his potential, but he's a true freshman over there. Brady Beaner, another freshman, on the coverage.
Kelton Wafer is one of those players that Coach Mental said he's just waiting for him to pop. He is athletic. I was down there watching him during warm-ups, making some acrobatic catches. Fast, athletic guy. Just a day late and a dollar short, though, from Jennings getting him the ball. Timing issue. Can they pick it up today?
Wafer had a couple catches against Eastern Washington last week. 2nd and 10 now. Grizz rushing 4 over the middle. They go underneath. The catch by Record, but he's read well by Peyton Wing. They've got a target on Record, obviously. There's just 1 yard on that play.
They know where number 4 is at every single play. Peyton Wing is the underneath defender on that, driving on the ball. They are not surprised when number 4 is going to get the ball.
Now here's a danger zone time if you're a Wildcats fan. 3rd and 8. With the way Montana gets after the quarterback. Some movement up front. Flag looks like Montana jump. Free play down the sideline, and it's picked off. And then out of the hands of TJ Roush. It's intended for Session. It looked like Montana jumped early.
Another free play. In hard count issues, they're going to get Mata off.
Offside, number 98 of the defense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Now Roush landed on his back and shaking it off. Looks like he'll be okay. He's going to stay out there. Number 10, safety for the Grizz.
Weber State's found a little bit of a groove with these hard counts. They might end up getting Montana on one of these. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that in this ball game.
3 receivers top of the screen. The tight end, Benny, is at the bottom. Blitz coming. Oven is after the quarterback. He dumps it off, and it's a first down catch for Coulter Bay up to the 41-yard line. Kellen Dietrich, the defensive end, on the tackle.
You can tell that Weber State wants to be balanced, but these short intermediate routes for them have been successful today. Wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Mennel stay in that groove more.
And Montana showing blitz. Tuliaupupu backs off of it now as they look for a play from the sideline.
Changing protection at the line. Montana's showing a run or not.
Blitz coming from the corner. Jennings steps up. He's in trouble, and down he goes. Getting credit for the sack is Hayden Schwartz as the pocket collapsed there. They had pressure coming from the top.
And they only brought 5, Trey. Hayden Schwartz just winning his man-to-man matchup inside against the guard and getting in there for the sack.
And how about the junior? That's his 3rd sack this season from Jacksonville, Florida. 1 quarter in the books here. Montana got off to the quick start. Wilkinson causing the fumble. They cashed in on the Davis end around. Big plays as well. Montana off to a rousing start, up 18. 2nd quarter coming up from Ogden, Utah. The Grizz up 18 as we start the 2nd quarter here in Ogden. Let's go on the field. Kyle Hansen with thoughts on a Wildcats offensive lineman.
Yeah, guys, one of the more interesting characters for this Weber State team is left tackle Gavin Ortega, making his 31st start on that offensive line for the Wildcats today. You know, he was a preseason All-American. He was their lone returner as an All-Big Sky performer, but he's been doing this as a diabetic as well, balancing being a D1 athlete while battling those challenges. And off the field, he's a nursing major. He said how much it means to him to see him help people, and he's going to have, obviously, a lot of impact down the line. And, hey, not a bad mullet to boot. Hopefully we can get a shot of that once he gets that helmet off, guys.
Did you go with that kind of a mullet look in the past? Jordan, that's an interesting look. You got to credit a guy, though, that has to deal with all the things as well as being a student athlete that he's had to deal with. Good for him.
Not easy. And just to add more to it, everything he's gone through, the player that he's become, truly commendable thing by him.
Military Appreciation Day. You see the red, white, and blue W on the Weber State helmet. 3rd and 14. Jennings steps up in the pocket. He's going to try to take off with it, and down he goes, well short of the first down. Clay Oven had a beat on him, the sophomore from Billings, Montana, who wears that legacy number 37. It's 4th down after a 7-yard pickup. Look at those helmets. It's good-looking stars and stripes there, huh?
Pretty sharp, if you ask me. Weber State always has some pretty sweet helmets, I always thought. I never thought that when, you know, I was at Montana and they were beating our tail, but
when
man,
playing them.
Pretty sweet.
They're wearing the all black today. But struggling offensively, they'll have to punt it away with Henry Way. They had a drive for 3 points in the 1st quarter. Montana has tightened things up defensively. There's that formation again with 3 blockers in front of Way, and we've got whistles here. Delay, I think.
Delay of game on the kicking team, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Montana troubles with the flags on defense. For Weber, it's been special teams.
2 special teams penalties for the Wildcats. One of the best special teams units in the country. Very unbecoming for this squad.
Way now standing at his 25. He averages 39 per kick as he tries to angle it away from Wortham, who's back there. It checks up at the 14, and Montana will have it at the 16-yard line. All Grizz, early stages, 2nd quarter. Montana trying to move to 9-0, off to a good start.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump, pump it up. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. mountains and mines.
From the 16-yard line, Grizz go to work up 21-13. Right away, they get the ball into the hands of Blake Bohannon, and a good gain close to the first down at the 25-yard line. Pate on the tackle. You're watching Scripps Sports Saturday Showdown. Scripps Sports, the official broadcast partner of the Big Sky Conference. Well, Jordan, this Montana team averaging 41.5 points per game. You need to start talking now, arguing, is this the greatest Montana offense you've seen, at least in recent memory?
Well, I certainly believe they're one of the top offenses in the entire country and has the potential to be the #1 offense in school history with these points per game and yards they're putting up, Trey.
Incomplete intended for Bohannon there. They've shown the ability to run the ball, control the clock, but they've also shown the ability to be a quick strike team. Look at today so far. Time of possession in the Wildcats' favor doesn't matter.
There's so many weapons on this Montana offense to choose from. In the wide-out room, running back and quarterback.
3rd down and a yard, rolling right. Ayat's got a man open downfield. It's Davis. Flag is thrown. He's inside the 40. Davis puts on the Jets, and he's finally tackled at the 15-yard line by Travian Tribble, but there's a flag resting back near midfield.
One person I left out of that was Brooks Davis. There's so many weapons, and that's why they are so special this year.
Illegal substitution, 12 players on the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Catch stands for Davis.
Rollout pass by Kaylee Ayat, understanding Weber State's packing the box to stop Gilman. One-on-one opportunity with Brooks Davis for a huge chunk play for Montana, entering the red zone once again.
Explosive athlete from Brentwood, California. He had a 69-yard punt return in the spring game. They knew he had potential. He has realized it this year. Already has a touchdown run. Big touchdown reception right there to set him up. They'll hand it off to Gilman, picking his way forward. Gilman inside the 10. Gilman to the end zone. Another Grizz score. 15 yards on that one.
A display of offense that we were just discussing. Brooks Davis, Kaylee Ayat, Eli Gilman. Questionably, some of the best players in the entire country. Certainly the best running back in the country. Surge from the Montana offensive line up front, winning their man-to-man blocks against Weber State. Having a day on the ground.
#1 in the FCS now with 13 rushing touchdowns as Morrison adds the extra point. Davis a touchdown run. Ayat a touchdown run. Gilman a touchdown run. Bohannon a touchdown catch. And how about this career for Eli Gilman?
Firing up that diesel. Eli Gilman for the Grizz.
257 yards of offense already for Montana. The Grizz lead at 28-3 here early in the second quarter. Thanks for sending your picture into the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. Here are a few of our favorites from today. Keep them coming. Melissa, Sawyer, Jess. What is that? That's a Grizzly costume.
Down on the right, Charlie there looks like a future pass rusher.
Oh, yeah.
Long, athletic athlete.
Got the attitude a little bit, too. That's good.
Bean mugging us over here. I see you, Charlie.
There's a kickoff from Morrison, and this one will be returned. It's Record across the 20, and he's upended at the 22. And boy, that got that Grizz sideline fired up. Special teams play, so important to Bobby Houck and this team.
And that man that made that play from Butte, Montana, Tanner Huff. Words of his coach, he is playing at an elite level on special teams. Every week, he seems to be making a big play. Last week, he had that big play against Sacramento State on special teams, jumping on that loose ball. Tide turner in that ball game.
Houck Family Special Teams Award winner last year. And of course, Bobby and Tim put such an emphasis on that and the rest of the staff and what they do in all three facets. Here's Bird Butler straight ahead for Weber State up to the 29-yard line. Terahidi Wolf, sophomore DB from Hawaii on the tackle for Montana.
Coming up from center field there, making a strong tackle in the hole.
Still a pickup of 5 for Butler, who's a senior from Salt Lake City.
Really surprised, Trey, that Mickey Mantle hasn't decided to try to stretch the field for the Wildcats in this football game.
Wafer goes in motion. Here's Butler trying to get to the outside. Nothing doing. Kenzel Lawyer was there to set the edge, and Jake Mason came over to help out.
7 Grizzly helmets on the ball there, and Lawler coming up from a corner position, sticking his nose in there. Highly productive player with Keon Loud out for the Montana defense and Kenzel Lawler.
Yeah, he's really been in the spotlight. He's always been physical, but really, he's had to make plays for him.
You look at the size of him there in that shot. He's a big kid now, over 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. He gets involved in the run game, though, with 2.5 tackles for loss. He can come up and make plays in the run game.
3rd and 5 now. Grizz with 3, rushing 3 up front, and they run it, and that's not going to get it done. Trying to move the pile forward, and I think the second effort might have done it. Lewski was in there on the tackle, but that was a great individual effort from Coulter May. Looked like he was going to be held well short of the sticks.
Tough response to that initial contact. Coulter May, that second surge by him, moving the sticks here for the Wildcats.
And a 3 Wildcats still with the team from 2021. Senior from Hayburn, Idaho. He'll get the carry again. And a couple yards up to the 37-yard line. Lawler on the tackle.
There's number 8 coming in from his corner position into the boundary. A little bit of sauce on it there, you see. But man, he does come up and get involved in the run game, and that's what Coach Tim Houck loves about these defensive backs, is their physical presence.
From Corona, California, Lawler spent time at Utah, mostly on special teams in 2023. Back in familiar surroundings just north of Salt Lake City here in Ogden. On 2nd and long, Wafer on the sideline. Good coverage over there. Lawler runs him out of bounds, short of the line to gain 3rd down.
Look for Weber State to get Kelton Wafer involved more. Probably their best option, opposite of record. Jennings thread the needle here on just something that Montana's given him. Lawler's so aggressive in the running game. Maybe look for a double move here to try to take the top off of this Montana defense and open it up for the Wildcats.
3rd and 3. They'll run it with May straight ahead, and he's stoned right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down. Now you're down 28-3. You're at your own 41. Why not just go for it here if you're Weber State?
I don't know why you wouldn't. I was surprised with the field goal early instead of trying to go for it on 4th down with the touchdown. You're kind of in desperation mode here already this early in the ball game for Weber State, and it looks like there's no hesitation from Coach Mental in going for it.
They're 2 of 10 on 4th downs this season. This is 4th and 3.
Man pressure look by Lawler, checking out of it for the Montana defense, and they're in man here.
Showing blitz Montana movement. Looked like Montana jumped. Free play for Jennings. In some trouble now. And eventually dragged down. That was Jared Ramos, the nose guard.
Similar to a walk-in baseball. Well, they're going to get on base here with the 1st down, so to speak. Montana jumping off sides, having problems with this count by the Wildcat offense.
Offside, number 57 of the defense. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
Jake Mason, that's been their best offense here today.
I mean, take what you can get, right? It's been tough sledding for the Wildcats moving the ball. Jennings oscillating his voice and his clap back and forth, causing problems for that defensive line for Montana.
Good play by Ramos, but to no avail as they move the chains. 1st down, Weber State at their 46. 8 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Blitz, Tuliaupupu coming in there. They set up the screen to Record. Record is swarmed on at the 49. He caught it, looked like he was in space for a moment, and they just collapsed on him. Wolf was in there on the play.
To the field, Montana rolled their coverage. That means they bring a safety and a linebacker, creating numbers because of Jaylene Record. And the threat that he poses, both in the screen game and down the field for the Weber State offense.
2nd and 7 as they look to the sidelines here. They have completed some passes in short yardage, but haven't been able to come up with a big play against Montana. Here's May, slanting left. There's a good run, and it's down to the Grizz 40-yard line. Clay Oven on the tackle. 11-yard pickup.
Weber State getting into a check with me system at the line, switching to a run play here. And Coulter May in the offensive line for Weber State getting the surge up front for the first down. Crossing midfield for the Wildcats.
First down brought to you by Tire Rama. Coulter May's giving him a boost here at that running back spot. Set up the screen. It's the tight end Dalen Jones inside the 35, fighting forward to the 34 as they pick up 6 yards on that play. That's just his 4th catch of the year. Sophomore from DeSoto, Texas.
Once again, the success that Weber State has had is on the perimeter, away from that rabid Montana defensive front. In these short passes, are they going to continue that, or are they going to try to take a shot up top and open this ball game up?
Wholesale changes for Montana defensively. Sumalo and Mata'afa now on the defensive line as they get some fresh bodies out there. It's 2nd down and 4 as we near 6 minutes to go before halftime. From the pistol, here's Bird Butler, and he spins his way for a first down inside the 30-yard line. So they found it a little bit here in the run game, and they wanted to find some positives. They have found something against Montana running the ball.
A little bit of a groove, counting numbers on the box, determining run or pass.
It's Butler again, straight ahead, and he drives it to the 25 for 4 yards. Schwartz was over there as Clay Oven also got involved.
This running game for Weber State's allowing them to win on first down, giving them the option of run and pass and not be in desperation mode at 3rd and long like they were for the better part of the first quarter.
Again, they lost Davian Godley and Boogie Sylvester, their top 2 backs to knee injuries last year. The backup starting to step up on this drive. Butler for a few yards down to the 22. Cade Boyd, sophomore safety from Billings on that stop. It's 3rd down again.
Strong tackle by 17. Safety there, Cade Boyd on that play there. He was the last one. That was a touchdown. He doesn't make that play.
3rd and 4. Time-consuming drive here. Montana has been in control thanks to their quick strike ability. Weber State looking for a score here. Trying to gain some confidence. Slant pattern. That's a catch for a first down as it's hauled in by Mason York down to the 16-yard line. Prince Ford on the tackle. York's a redshirt freshman. That's his first catch of the year, Jordan, out of Huntington Beach, California.
Boy, and he paid the bill for that. Wolf put a shot on him. Commending that man who made the catch, but wow, what a collision between those two.
It's one way to get your first collegiate reception. It's a good one, though. A good concentration from number 80. And it's a first down at the 16 as they're in the red zone now. It's May. Blockers in front. May down to the 11. May running hard as Ramos knocks him down.
Really enjoy this sequence of play calls by Coach Mickey Mennel here with the gap scheme, sending the left guard and tight end as bonus players to the edge for the Montana defense, giving them trouble.
Under 4 minutes to go. They go to the air, and it's a touchdown, hauled in by Record. And that was the drive that they needed. Just what the doctor ordered for Coach Mennel. 11-yard touchdown catch, and it's 28-9.
That was the same exact play that Coulter May ran the ball prior. Jennings pulled it with the option to throw it to Record in the slot here. Number 4, threading the needle, Jennings to Record. Does Weber State have a little bit of magic here working between those two?
Sloan Calder, senior from Morgan, Utah, for the extra point. And it's 28-10. An impressive drive right there for Weber State. Mostly on the run, the touchdown catch, and they're within 18.
Here's a look at Weber State's last score, making it 10-28. Take a look at the number 2 receiver, Jalen Record in the slot. Number 4 on the skinny post route. That's an option off of that run play. 2 plays before that. Is there a little something there between Jalen Record and Dijon Jennings that we're going to see here the rest of this ball game?
Calder's kick will go through the end zone. That's one of the most productive drives they've had all season. 16 plays, 77 yards, 8 minutes, 25 seconds off the clock. And the recipe for success, just keep the ball out of Montana's hands and own time of possession. The problem is they're still down 18.
That is a problem, but one thing you can do is control the clock.
Let's pause for a word from Montana Boat Center.
Football season, boating season. You can plan for one while enjoying the other. Order your new dream boat now. Montana Boat Center.
First play, they get it into the hands of Michael Wortham, the superstar, and he is shut down after a 2-yard catch. So far, not a lot from Wortham, but you can't be too upset if you're Brent Pease in this offense when you've got Gilman and Davis and Ayat making plays all over the field.
Michael Wortham is having a huge effect on the game, just not on the stat sheet. They're rolling coverage, they're aware of where he's at. That's why Brooks Davis and Eli Gilman have shown up today in this offense.
Wide open downfield, the catch is made. Bohannon inside the 25 makes a man miss. And he's finally knocked down at the 13-yard line. Hitchens on the tackle. He could have not been more wide open than he was. The pass was thrown low. It was a great catch from Bohannon. Should have been 6, but he still turns it into a big gain.
And that's the effect that Michael Wortham can have, opening it up for a guy like Bohannon, who is a great athlete and shown up for this Montana offense time and again this season.
68-yard pickup. Here's Rocker straight ahead, nothing doing. Shut down at the line of scrimmage. It's been the story of the big play today for Montana.
Great route by Bohannon, getting behind the defense. The problem is they're expecting Eli Gilman in the run game. Monte Pate, a really fantastic corner, and Bohannon just getting behind him for another big chunk play for the Grizz.
Now they're going Wildcat. They've got Wortham out there to take the snap. He's got Gilman to his right, Finotti to his left in the red zone. And whistles. It'll be the 2-minute timeout here. Montana, quick strike ability all day long. Bohannon, the recipient on the latest one. They're looking to score. This week's Williams Plumbing and Heating poll. Visit WilliamsPlumbing.com. Register for a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Grizz or Cats game. Today's question, midpoint of the conference. Big Sky Offensive MVP. Here's the numbers so far. Wortham coming off the National Player of the Week honors in FCS.
No surprise there, Michael Wortham. All-purpose yard, leader in the country.
Polls are still open. Play action. Ayat for the end zone. Titus Rohr, the intended receiver. And the Tennessee transfer can't come up with it. The tight end, Angel King, strong safety and coverage.
Angel King, one of the best players on this Weber State defense, contesting with big Titus Rohr, 6'7", 240 pounds. King's got 2 picks on the year, 40 total tackles for second on the team. They really like him a lot.
Rohr does not have a catch from the tight end spot. Big guy, though, as you mentioned. They've got Olsen and Schaefer now in there at the tight end spots on the right side of the formation. Ayat to throw it, and that's deflected at the line of scrimmage. So on 3rd down, they come up empty. That was Matt Herron in there. Big 6'3" frame. It's 4th down.
Herron getting his hands up, batting it down. Had something there for the Montana offense. Good start for Weber State. Pulling them up on a field goal. Can they go down and get some points on the board here before half?
Ty Morrison, 5 of 7 on field goals. 30-yard attempt. And he knocks it. No, he missed it. Off to the right.
Don't see too many of those. Ty Morrison missing a chip shot for him. Does that open up the door here for Weber State to maybe get back into this thing before half?
A little bit of momentum for Weber State after their long touchdown drive, and they'll have some time and 3 timeouts to work with, down by 18.
We're coming off that last 8+ minute drive for the Wildcats. Jennings and Mental found a little bit of magic there. This perimeter passing game for the Wildcats.
It's the first miss between 30 and 39 yards this season for Morrison. So Wildcats now have it at the 20. Chance to cut into this deficit a little bit. They'll hand it off to May. He's tripped up. He goes down to 25. Looked like he had a seam there on the cutback. Still picks up 4 yards.
Yeah, Turf Shark got him on that one. He might have hit his head on the goalpost if he didn't fall down there. Montana having some problems with the Weber State running game.
Record and Wafer split bottom of the screen. They've got Session at the top. It's been about the running game, though. Up front, they go play action, throw it to the tight end, Benny, and he is knocked down. That was a great play by TJ Roush, who was being blocked, but he stayed with it. Short gain.
Don't know if Roush could see where he was going there, just kind of like a blind dog in a meat house, just getting off that block, going to make the tackle. For a small gain.
You talk like you've been in that situation before.
Montana, their first charge.
Trey, when you can't see sometimes, you just got to go for it. That's where that adage comes from.
Montana calling a timeout here. They'd like to get the ball back here. If they can get a third down stop, a chance to get some points.
Absolutely, with 3 timeouts left for Montana. This is a critical down, really, for both ball teams. Here's what I mean, blind dog in a meat house. The kid can't even see, just fighting through the block on record and going to make a strong tackle play, knocks the ball out.
Yeah, he's smart too. He's 3-time academic All-Big Sky. He's a smart kid.
Yeah, I don't mean that adage like he's not smart. He's a heck of a lot smarter than me up here in the box, certainly like I was in college. But man, he is a good player all over the field, leader of the defense, can handle all of the calls. And Coach Houck really leans on him a lot with this defense.
So 3rd and 7. This could be a big play for Weber State if they can convert on it. Jennings rolling right, pressured. Bailey's after him. Throws on the run downfield for Wafer. Off his hands, incomplete. 3 defenders back there, including Kenzel Lawler, and they'll have to punt it away, and Montana should get good field position after this exchange.
If Jennings lets that ball go a little bit sooner, Wafer got behind the Montana defense. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Mennel comes back to this later in this ball game. Just a battle right here for this ball on the sideline, and Wafer probably could have came up with that.
So the guy we have talked about leading into this game, Michael Wortham, the FCS Player of the Week, has an opportunity. Standing back at his 34-yard line, awaiting this punt from Henry Way, and now the Wildcats going to take a timeout.
I think that Coach Mennel is probably going to tell his punter to go away from number 6 here. It better be outside the numbers, because that guy can hit the home run from anywhere on the football field.
You've played here, Jordan. They've done a great job upgrading the facilities, a great setting with the Mount Ogden behind us. Beautiful day for football, November 1st. And they've got a interesting thing off to the left. That's a solar panel W up there. They light it up at nighttime.
We saw it coming in on the plane last night. It is pretty darn cool. It is a beautiful facility. These press boxes, the field, they've really put a lot into this university. And there's a reason why Weber State has been so competitive in all of their athletics in the Big Sky Conference.
Here's a look at it at nighttime. Of course, playing day football here in the Big Sky, but that's something that draws a lot of attention to this Weber State program. So after the timeout, Way, the Australian, gets a kick away. It's a knuckleball. Up on it, Wortham makes the catch at the 39. Wortham to the sideline. Wortham into Weber State territory. Gets past the punter, and he's dragged down inside the 30-yard line. Just can't slow him down. 32-yard return, but there is a flag back near where he caught it.
We don't know what this penalty is going to be, but I'm looking right now on the sideline. The coach is giving his punter an earful right in the middle of the field, and the most dangerous person in the country is not what you want to do.
Coulter May on the tackle there.
During the return, holding number 35 of the receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Timing and spacing on this return, but held up by a hold. Michael Wortham, the crafty man himself, making a play for the Montana offense, negated by that penalty. But this is something that Montana is so good at, is situational football. Coach Houck practices this every single week.
Brady Walker flagged on that one. There's Deck with a catch, and he has space. Deck with sprinter speed out of bounds at the Weber State 44-yard line. 20-yard pickup right there. Eshawn Daniels, the sophomore corner on the stop.
These are drive starters. High percentage completions to start the drive in a 2-minute situation. 37 seconds left. You've probably got time for 5 plays with 2 timeouts.
This time Deck and Hendrick split bottom of the screen. Looking left is Ayat, surveying the field. Nothing available. He's going to take off and run out of bounds at the 42. That's something he's gotten a lot better at. Don't force the issue if it's not there, right?
No doubt about that. If it's not there, you've seen him throw it away, get what he can with his legs, and stay away from contact, something that he did not do in his first couple of years playing. He's just so much more calm, in command of the offense, and aware of the situation that he's in.
2nd and 7, trying to get into Morrison's field goal range at least. The deep ball downfield, and it's incomplete. 2 receivers down there, Wortham and Davis. Daniels was right with him. It's 3rd and long.
Little gust of wind kicked up right when he put that thing up in the air, and the ball just stuck. He had Wortham behind him on the defense.
239 yards through the air so far for Keali'i Ayat. It's been the big play that has been the story in this first half for Montana. Looking at a 3rd and 8 here, 22 seconds to work with. Blitz is coming. Ayat, that's deflected, still caught by Rocker. Rocker has a first down, and he's run out of bounds inside the 30. Keanis Thompson got his hands on that one, but Rocker, great concentration to stay with it.
Fantastic catcher of the ball, Stevie Rocker, not losing concentration, looking it in and moving the sticks from Montana. Football is truly a game of inches. Another finger on that ball, different result.
14-yard pickup now out of the backfield. Rocker again, and Rocker has another first down. Run out of bounds at the 15. 6 seconds to work with. Now, do you take a gamble here, a shot at the end zone? You're in field goal range for Morrison.
So look for Montana, if they do decide to go a quick one here, to the end zone or spot it up in the middle of the field for their field goal kicker. But if they are, Trey, they got to go to the short side of the field because it's a time constraint. So something into the boundary, something short, something quick. And what Coach Houck is telling them is if you do not have a clear path to the end zone, get out of bounds. But he's telling Keali'i Ayat, if your first read is not there, get rid of it so we can kick a field goal.
Great point. Too long a time to go across the hash for the play to develop in 6 seconds. At the very least, you want to get 3 out of this, especially after the miss from Morrison on the last possession.
Absolutely. Something short into the boundary, in the end zone, not in the field of play, or a spot up for a kick and a timeout. Timeout and a kick.
Just 6 seconds. Bohannon and Wortham split left. Deck and Davis to the right side with Gilman in the backfield.
Same formation as the touchdown as that scissor route. Will we see it again?
Ayat underneath, incomplete. There's still time on the clock. 1 second, so he got rid of it in just enough time. They bring the kicking team out there.
Keali'i Ayat had Bohannon on a goal route into the boundary, makes a good decision and get rid of the ball for this kick opportunity.
So Morrison missed from 30. This is 33 yards now. 5 of 8 on the year. This would be from the left hash out of the hole to Davis. 33-yard attempt and whistles. They will not, and one hit the upright, but they whistled the play dead before the kick.
Timeout, Weber State. Their second charged 30-second timeout.
Well, Morrison's thinking, thanks, I need a second chance after missing one and then hitting the upright on that one. He needs to see it go through the uprights here.
3rd time's a charm, I guess. Let's see if he makes it through the uprights on this one. Ty Morrison been very strong in clutch situations for the Montana Grizzlies this year on special teams.
Trying to take him to the locker room with 3 more points. Kick on the way. And the kick is good. So Morrison, after missing on the previous possession, knocks that one through and gets congratulations from the rest of his teammates. 31-10, our halftime score. A dominant first quarter. and the Grizz have to be pleased so far.
Absolutely. Aside from that one drive by Weber State, Montana's defense has played strong, well, created turnover to start the game. Montana's offense, though, high octane on display.
Down to Kyle now with Coach Hauk.
Yeah, Coach, 6 drives, 5 scores on them, 31 points. Just what's working with that offense right now?
Well, everything, frankly, Kyle. We're doing a good job on offense. They're in this game because we can't stay on side on defense, which is ridiculous. We'll get it straightened out, I promise.
Defensively, how do you clean some of that up? But on the flip side, only allowed 10 points as well. What are those guys doing right?
Well, it's easy to clean up. The defense goes when the ball's snapped, and they got to do that.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you. Yep, see ya. Back up to Trey and Jordan.
Thank you, Kyle. 31-10 are halftime scores. Montana tries to move to 9-0 and get another road victory. It's the Montana Chevy Dealers halftime report right after these messages. It's been the big playability of Montana in the first half. Bohannon a big score. A rushing touchdown from Ayat. Gilman finding the end zone, and Davis as well. 21-point lead for the visitors from Missoula, from Ogden. Beautiful fall day in Ogden, Utah. 21-point lead for number 3 Montana in front of Weber State here in Big Sky play. Coming in, we talked about the opportunistic defense, the high-octane offense, and the Grizz had plenty of that in the first half.
That's really the story of the game. Weber State struggling to move the ball. Montana moving it at will. 366 yards of total offense.
So many weapons. What stood out?
Really, the people getting the ball other than Michael Wortham, because he's creating so much attention with the play that he's had this season. Davis scoring, Bohannon scoring. Bohannon over 100 yards today already in this first half. And Kaylee Ayat, unbelievably efficient. The touchdown in the run game and the pass game. And oh yeah, Eli Gilman doing what he does best, toting the rock, scoring for that Montana offense.
Montana 12-0 when Gilman rushes for 100 yards in his career. And the Weber State had a little bit of a silver lining. They had a good 16-play drive.
Jaylene Record catches touchdowns against Montana. Can he get going here in the second half?
Second half right around the corner. Great day for college football on the Wasatch Front. So far, so good for Bobby Hauk in Montana. The Grizz in front by 21 as we get ready for the start of the third quarter here at Stewart Stadium in Ogden, Utah. Weber State had won 5 of the last 6 meetings, but it's been all Grizz here so far in this conference matchup. Sloan Calder's kick will make it through the end zone, and a touchback. Montana will have the football. Kyle on the field.
Yeah, guys, caught up with Weber State head coach Mickey Mantle coming out of the locker room. And obviously we heard Coach Hauk going into halftime talking about not happy about the offsides his defense had done. So I asked Mickey what's working. He said because they're an attacking defense, they like to blitz, as we know. He said they've just been using that hard count and then just kind of trying to neutralize the blitz and obviously kind of limit the pressures that Montana offers. He said offensively, he likes what they're doing. They're taking advantage of numbers defensively. He said they just got to play harder and stay dialed in, guys.
Thanks, Kyle. They had a big second half defensively in the loss to Eastern Washington, shutting out the Eagles. Let's see what they can do second half against this high-powered Montana attack. Gilman, a carry for a couple yards. 3 make it up to the 28-yard line. Chevy Robinson, a true freshman from Hawaii, the defensive end on the stop. Montana got out of the gates quickly. A fumble recovery and a touchdown. They have been in control so far in this one. Ayat. Pocket collapsing, scrambles out of there. Kaylee, he hit hard and dropped at the 32-yard line.
Brent Peace is cringing up there. His quarterback lowering his shoulder. The kid can't help it. He's just a competitor. He's tough. Something that he's got to get better at is not taking those shots.
Sione
What a decision by Kaylee Ayat, running the ball, getting him into third and manageable, but Hala tattooed him.
Look at her opportunity bank replay. That was Hala and Pate combining on that stop. Ayat, that pass is deflected. It's incomplete. Wanted to go over the middle to Wortham, but it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down and a stop for the Wildcats defense. Up front, Easton Payne.
Third tip ball in the day for the defensive front for Weber State with a big 3 and out right here. Can they get back into the ball game? Have a little bit of magic on offense. for the Wildcats.
Ty Morrison standing at his 17. Back to return it is Robert Young. He's a true freshman from nearby Roy, Utah, at his 25-yard line. It's a line drive kick. Young at the 25. Oh, he's hammered. That was Cade Boyd that came up and delivered a slobber knocker, and he goes down after that one on special teams.
Could say that again, Trey. Heard that one from up in the booth. What a pop. Both teams not letting up. Collision.
Oh, that was Elvin. That was Clay Oven. First half numbers, Jordan.
A lot to a little. Take a peek at that time of possession. Something that Weber State did well in that long drive. Is there a little bit there for them to get back in this ball game, keep that Montana offense off the field?
Done a good job time of possession. They go to the air here. Catch by Jaylene Record. That's a first down catch of 11 yards up to the 46-yard line. Tackle made by Micah Harper.
Same formation, same exact play as their sole touchdown to Record in the slot.
Two receivers left, one to the right. They've got Benny, the tight end, on the left side of the formation on the line, just off the line. One of their top targets, senior from Holiday, Utah. Play action, they throw it to Benny. It's across midfield and up in the Montana territory to the 48-yard line.
Winning on first down for Weber State, opening up the playbook for Mickey Mental. Something that they've done well is put these longer drives together. We're seeing another one right now.
Second down, 5. Just underway, third quarter. Montana came out of the gates quickly, at one point leading at 28-3. They got a Morrison field goal right before halftime to extend the lead to 21. Hand off to Coulter Maine, nothing doing there. Jared Ramos shut that down, the sophomore from Centennial, Colorado. Big body, 287 up front.
A little bit of chest going on there. Mickey Mental changes the play at the line. Montana also audibles on defense, bringing another safety into the box for that running game. See, that's one of the second half adjustments that have been made.
3rd and 5 now. Tuliaupupu up on the line, showing blitz on the edge, bottom of the screen. He backs off. Jennings out of the backfield, catch made by Bird Butler, and Butler's knocked out of bounds close to the first down by Kenzel Lawler. They're gonna mark it inside the 45, 4th and short coming up.
Until Montana tightens up in their coverage, Mickey Mental and Dejon Jennings are going to take these opportunities in the short passing game. It takes longer for them to score, but it has been successful today, Trey.
4th and 2, big play here, early stages, third quarter for Weber State. Trying to cut into this 21-point lead. Pistol formation, wafer in motion. Jennings to throw it, knocked down. That was Micah Harper. And they turn it over on downs.
This kid, Micah Harper, just continues to impress me every single week. They had a 2-on-1 and he's safety on the sole receiver. He was just being a football player, understanding and man-to-man for the slant. Big stop for the Montana defense on first down.
The BYU transfer, the senior from Chandler, Arizona. Grizz get the football next.
Welcome back to Stewart Stadium. The Montana Grizzlies leading Weber State 31-10, and we're excited to be joined by Big Sky Conference Deputy Commissioner Dan Satter, and a lot of exciting things going on around the conference right now. So Dan, first of all, how you doing, and just how's the fall treating you so far?
We're doing great. I mean, weather like this, beginning in November, we got football season winding down, we got our postseasons going on for our other fall sports. Basketball's starting this week, so it's a great time in college athletics and in the Big Sky.
So those fall sports, obviously cross country wrapped up earlier today. We've got soccer next week in Missoula. To speak to those sports, and obviously NAU sweeping today, and then going to be an exciting tournament next week.
Yeah, congratulations to the Lumberjacks on continuing their dynasty and winning both the men's and women's cross country titles in Bozeman earlier this morning. And then the Grizzlies earned the right to host the championship this week. They'll host it next year again for winning the regular season this year. Volleyball's winding down, and of course, you know, we'll see how football postseason shakes out here with how many teams get in, how many teams get buys, and how high our teams are seated.
We were laughing about how things are flying by, right? And Starch Madness, believe it or not, about 4 months away, right, in Boise. The preseason polls were released earlier this week. Just speak to those coming out, and obviously basketball getting going in the Big Sky next week.
Yeah, you know, actually tickets for Starch Madness will go on sale this week. So, you know, get your chance to get your reserve seats. You want to jump on that right away because there is limited availability on that inventory there. But, you know, basketball season here will start flying. Obviously, our teams have had some exhibitions and scrimmages, and we'll get into non-conference play, the Summit League Challenge, and then conference play tips off after the beginning of the new year.
Last thing for me, obviously, the other exciting news was the 2026 football schedules released, and we're going to have a couple of new members with Southern Utah, Utah Tech joining the league. Just speak to those coming out and the new format of the schedules as well next year.
Yeah, you know, something I think really exciting for our fans is for the first time we're going to have 9 conference games, right? And in order to make that work with what already existed for our teams with their non-conference schedules is that what's typically been called week 0 in the past, which now every team in FCS will be able to play, that's going to be a conference week in 2026 as well as 27 and 28. So next season we're going to start the football season with Big Sky teams playing each other to open the season. And, you know, again, we have a whole slate that we released for 26. We're working on the next couple of years as well. But with the membership changes, odd number of teams, odd number of games, you know, there are a lot of different varieties and unique twists to it. But I think what we were able to do, and I applaud our membership for helping us do it in a quick time frame so that we could obviously get the word out for people to begin preparing for next season, because there's so much that goes into getting ready for a football season.
No doubt about it. A lot of exciting things going around the Big Sky. Dan, thanks so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the game.
All right, thanks a lot, Kyle.
Absolutely. Send it back to Trey and Jordan, guys.
Thanks, guys. The Big Sky office is just down the road here in Utah. By the way, the Montana basketball team, NCAA tournament bid a year ago. They're the team that could cut down the nets in the Big Sky again this year with Travis DeCure at the helm. Montana on the move. They got help from a personal foul penalty against safety B.J. Carey, and they're in the red zone now. But they're looking at a 4th down and short situation here, Jordan. And it looks like Bobby Houck's going to have him go for it here and not go for the 3 points.
I think there's no hesitation the way that the Montana defense has been playing today on going for it here on 4th down and trying to really open this score up for the Grizzlies.
4th and 3. Gilman to the left of Ayat. They send Davis in motion. Leahy, time in the pocket, underneath. Oh, a big hit on Davis. Bounces off of it and drives forward. I don't think he got the 1st down. He needed to get inside the 20. He took a big-time shot, and they turn it over on downs. That was Monte Pate, their top cover corner.
What a job by Brooks Davis to hold it in, but man, Monte Pate just slugged him. Highly productive player in Monte Pate. Quote from Brent Pease, he's a real one. 34 total tackles, 6 pass breakups this year. Weber State bowing up on defense. Can they get it rolling on offense to get back in this game?
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump, Pump It Up. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University, Mountains and Mines.
We have a new system for our Marsh McLennan Agency fan zone this season. Scan the barcode on the bottom of the screen, follow the instructions, send in your pick. Sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. We'll share some of our favorites later in the game. Big stop defensively for Weber State. They shut out Eastern Washington in the second half last week, allowing just 30 yards. Came up short in that game, 23-20, but showing some of that toughness defensively, trying to stay in this game. But as you mentioned, they've got to get their offense jump-started. They haven't been able to do a whole lot against Montana.
They have. They've moved it at times. They've never had the opportunity or really the ability to get any chunk plays against Montana.
Only 1 yard on the first play of this possession. Play action as Jennings rolls left, being chased by Mason. Jennings now to the other side of the field, makes something out of nothing, and runs out of bounds to the 27-yard line. Jared Ramos was after him. It's 3rd down now.
Ramos showing his display of athleticism, running to John Jennings as a defensive lineman. Across the field here, you're going to see him on the right side, number 90. Big man moving at 6'4", 287.
Dijon spicy mustard there, trying to get something to go as we look at our opportunity bank replay. 3rd and 4 now. Montana rushing 4. Jennings underneath. Catch is made. First down. That's Benny, the tight end. The senior moves the sticks. Brady Beaner on the tackle. Benny, a big target, 6'4", 240, 12-yard pickup.
Side adjustment, that means he's working to the leverage of the defense, understanding that the middle of the field is open, working those hashes for Weber State. That's where they've had success today in the passing game. Not a lot, but it has been there. Are they going to work it more today?
He's been a high completion guy. Jennings, 63% coming into this one, but Benny, one of their top targets. He had a touchdown catch in that big win at Montana a year ago. Again, play action. Jennings flushed out of there, sets up, deep ball downfield. He wants Session. It is picked off by Cade Boyd. The Grizz will get it back on the INT. Boyd, the sophomore, back defensively.
You were wondering when it was going to happen. And Weber State tries to open it up down the field. Montana answers the bell with another turnover, their second on the day. Cade Boyd, number 17, playing center field with fantastic eyes and going up and making a play on the ball.
And this is something we asked the coaches about. They'll give up yards, they'll give up plays, but when you look at the numbers, top interception team in the Big Sky Conference, red zone, top D, 4th down, top D. They do the things they need to do to make plays to turn you over, as there's a flag thrown here after that carry by Rocker.
No doubt about that, though, Trey. There's a reason there's so many turnovers created by that Montana defense, causing problems for opposing
Illegal
offenses.
formation, more than 4 players in the backfield on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
7 penalties in the first half. Montana guilty there. Here's Cade Boyd, fresh off that interception. That was his second of the season. 1st and 15 now. Ayat, and that's through the hands of Hendricks. Could have been picked off, and that had some zip on it.
He did. That was a frozen rope. Ayat did what he needed to do to fit it in there. Corbin Hendricks needs to just squeeze that ball, but man, Ayat has a strong arm and can make all of the throws. Hendricks is a young kid, got to shake off those cobwebs and haul that one in.
Interesting look here. They've got Rocker split out bottom of the screen, running back as a wide receiver. Wortham will be in a slot top of the screen as he sets up empty backfield. Ayat over Wortham's head, incomplete. He has fired a couple rockets last 2 pass attempts.
Maybe take a touch off that one. He's seen the ball. I'm sorry, he's seen the defense well. He knows where to go. Just a little bit high, a little bit out of stride. Can he rein it back in and get a good sequence of the completions going here for this Montana offense?
2 receivers to each side this time for Ayat and company. Back to his own goal line. Ayat rolls left, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Thought for a moment Bohannon would get there. That was Devontae Morgan Collins with a good defensive play. Wildcats are going to get it back.
Morgan Collins with a big pass break up there across the middle of the field for the Wildcats, getting another 3 and out. This would have moved the sticks, staying in phase and in the hip pocket of Bohannon, not giving up on the play.
Morgan Collins stepping up, and Weber State should get excellent field position. Robert Young standing back at his 47-yard line. Morrison from his end zone for Montana. And just gets the kick away. End over end, almost blocked. Young from the 40. Young gets to the outside, gets away from Oven. Young to the Montana 43-yard line. Good return there. An excellent field position. Cy Stevenson on the tackle. So the Wildcats have a little momentum here. Their defense, again, stepping up like they did in the second half last week. They're down 21. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Waterfall Canyon in Ogden, Utah, 31-10. Grizz in front, 6:04 to go in the third. Weber State getting a defensive stop. They've been stout on that side of the ball. Now they get the ball at the Montana 43 after the punt. Short field in front of them. Hand off Coulter May straight ahead. He's been their leading rusher today and a pickup of 3. And a new quarterback, Kingston Tisdale, is into the game, the true freshman from Los Angeles.
We thought that we might see him today. They like what he can do as an athlete. Trying to get a little spark going here for this Wildcat offense.
Went to Inglewood High School. 7,000 yards passing in his high school career. He's only thrown it 6 times this year. It's been the run game, though, that has sparked them, but they're looking for that big play. That has not been in the cards so far today. 2nd down, 7. Here's May, has open field. May inside the 30, and he's upended. Good tackle made by, like, was it Brock Beaner over there? No, it was Cade Cutler, 16-yard pickup.
They got something going here for the Wildcats. Tisdale is good through the air. He throws a nice long ball. Is that something that they're looking at here? Is that something that Weber State's going to try to do more of in this football game? With this 2 tight end look, max protection here. What's their plan?
1st down from the 24. Beaner to the tight end, split to the top of the screen. Tisdale to throw it, sideline, and the catch is made by Wafer, and he's run out of bounds by Prince Ford. Short gain there. They seem to be okay with that short passing game mixed in with the run. It takes some time to score, but they get a score here. They're within a couple scores.
And to that point, Trey, it opens up the running game like you saw the play prior with Montana State getting into too high safety look. Because they're having success throwing the ball on the perimeter, they did take the shot on that long ball with the double move. But Tisdale, a little bit better further down the field in the passing game.
2nd and 6 at the Grizz 20-yard line. Pistol formation this time. It's May straight ahead, nothing doing. Maybe 2 yards to the 18. Clay Oven shut it down. Big 3rd down coming up. You got to be thinking 6 here if you're Weber State. We're late in the 3rd quarter now.
Without a doubt, this is 4-down territory for the Wildcats. Must-score situation in terms of a touchdown if you want to have a shot to be in this football game.
See what Mickey Mental has dialed up. They're going to go to the air. Corner pattern, and it's incomplete. Jaylene Record, the intended receiver. Beaner was over there. And now it's 4th down, and they're not going to hesitate.
Right read on there, on that throw by Tisdale to go to Record. But you just got to put a little bit more air on it and let him run underneath it. Something the young quarterback will learn as he gets more reps.
Benny, the tight end, split out bottom of the screen. 3 receivers to the right. Big 4th down play.
6-man box shown by Montana. Now they're bringing Cade Boyd in. Timeout by Mickey Mental.
Boy, that might be one they want later on, but they burn one here. We'll keep it here with 3:27 to go in the 3rd. 4th down and 4 coming up. Let's step aside. A message now from Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
A Weber State team that has struggled on 4th downs this season, 2 for 10 coming in. If you're Montana, what can you dial up here in a 4th and 4 situation?
Well, you don't want to let this kid, this quarterback, have a simple look on defense. So expect him to move around, expect him to send pressure and force the ball out of his hand early. And that's one thing as a defense. When you have a young quarterback, you want to give him a lot of looks and get him off schedule, meaning guessing. Where is the pressure coming from?
Bird Butler is his running back off to his right. 4th down from the gun. Tisdale for the end zone. Record. He's got it. Touchdown. He beat Cade Cutler for the score, and that was similar to the pattern earlier they didn't connect on.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. What they did is just changed up where Jaylene Record was. They put him in the slot, ran the same corner route. And what does Jaylene Record do? Catches touchdowns against Montana. You can see Tisdale just dropping it with a little bit more air. Mickey Mennel probably told him, just get this up and our guy's gonna win on that 1-to-1.
Calder's extra point is good. An 11-yard touchdown catch for Record, and now an 18-yard touchdown catch for Record. He loves playing against Montana, doesn't he?
Career days, he's having one today. Hasn't had a lot on this season, but man, does he show up against the Grizz. Take a look at number 4, number 3 on your screen at the top, right on the hash. Runs a corner route in man-to-man coverage, and Tisdale puts enough air under it and only where he can get it for the score.
Now, I know this guy's a true freshman, but when you throw for 7,000 yards and 73 touchdowns in Los Angeles, you know, obviously a lot of upside, and he's being put in a situation here that could really benefit him long term.
You don't do that by accident, throwing for 7,000 yards. Yes, it's high school, but man, this kid can throw. You watch him in warm-ups, he just effortlessly pushes the ball downfield, and that man, Jaylene Record, can create problems with his speed and his route running ability. Can Tisdale get him the ball more here in the second half and make things interesting for the Wildcats?
Wortham standing on his goal line. Calder to kick it away. 2-score game now. Montana has been shut out so far in the second half, and that one from Calder will reach the end zone for the touchback. Montana cruising in the first half, jumping out to a 28-3 lead. Here's a look at Tisdale, a Sentinel from Inglewood High School, home of a lot of tremendous athletes. Paul Pierce comes to mind, the Kansas Jayhawk, Boston Celtic, basketball, but some good football players as well. And, you know, with all the injuries of the quarterbacks they've had, they need a spark. You lose Jackson Gilkey to a fractured left fibula, Cash McCollum broken bones in his right hand, Jennings sub 4 with Tisdale, and he gives him a spark. From the 25, Gilman on the carry. Gilman bounces it to the outside, look out! Eli down the sidelines! And he's run out of bounds. Almost took it to the house. Eshawn Daniels finally runs him out.
Shoestring stave by Eshawn Daniels. Once again, Eli Gilman just hiding behind his big offensive line at Titus Rohr and popping it out there with elite vision and speed. Man, is he special.
35-yard carry for the All-American, and they have the ball just shy of the Weber State 40-yard line now, trying to answer that Wildcat score. Gilman again, navigating that left side, gets to the edge, inside the 35, and run out of bounds by Siona Hala. Good gain again for number 10.
Eli Gilman is just such a patient runner of the football, presses the line of scrimmage and forces the defense to run into their gaps, and then he hits the juice, and that's something that makes him so dangerous.
And he's over 100 now. They're 12-0 in his career when they go over 100. That's a good sign for Montana fans. Davis on the catch, and Davis has a first down. The 27-yard line. Angel King, the strong safety, runs him out.
Getting Brooks Davis involved in this Montana offense more as the season progresses bodes well for them in some of these games, because so many people key on Eli Gilman, they key on Kaylee Ayat, and they key on Michael Wortham.
Well, it's got to give it DC nightmares. I mean, what's your do you load the box? Do you try to limit Wortham? They come at you from so many angles. Here's Davis looping in motion. They'll hand it off straight ahead to Finotti. Not a lot doing there. Shut down at the line of scrimmage. That was Matt Heron, the junior tackle, on the play.
I'm a defensive guy, and I'm just sitting up here watching this game, and I wouldn't know what to do. It makes me have cold sweats sitting here. I go, who the heck am I going to cover? Who am I going to roll coverage to? If I try to stop 10, there's 3 and 6 on the outside. I don't know what they got to do, but hey, Weber State has shown up on these money downs. Can they get another stop?
Empty backfield on 2nd and 10. Ayat setting up the screen. That's dropped by Davis. That's uncharacteristic for the redshirt freshman. 3rd and 10 now.
He does not drop a lot. He heard footsteps coming from those defensive linemen inside on that screen game. 3rd and long situation here for Montana. You wonder though, Trey, if they do get 5 to 6 yards, if they're going to go for it again. Montana likes to do it. They're one of the best in the country on 4th down conversions. And one of the best in the country in the red zone.
Boy, field goal would really help them, though. Up 14 here late in the third, depending what they can get. Ayat, quarterback draw. It opens like the parting of the Red Sea. He's close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it. Near the 22, Mason Hitchens on the tackle. He's very close. I don't think he got there.
Design quarterback run. You see there's a light box. That means 5 people, and Kaylee Ayat has the liberty to call his own number there and gets Montana into a manageable situation on this 4th down. One of the things that he's doing so well is understanding the situational aspect of football.
12 of 16 on 4th down this season. 4th and a yard. Straight ahead, Gilman. Lunging forward, he's got the first down. As he leans the football towards the 15-yard line, Keanis Thompson, the junior end from Lakeland, Florida, on the stop, but that'll move the chains.
Nothing fancy, just a physical statement by the offensive line for Montana and Eli Gilman, trusting that they are going to get that surge and that they are going to get that push.
The Grizz faithful know the struggles they've had against this Weber State program. They're driving, though. That's a pass that's almost intercepted. That was a slant pattern intended for Bohannon. Knocked down. It was Devonta Morgan Collins. He's made a couple plays in this one.
The snap was a little bit outside of Kaylee Ayat's frame, and he had to one-hand it. Wasn't able to see the coverage there, and they did almost get away with one.
2nd and 10. 10 seconds to work with here in the 3rd quarter. Direct snap, Wortham. And he's tackled from behind. That was a touchdown saving tackle by Travion Tribble. It'll be 3rd down.
Again, cold sweats. Who do you cover? How do you cover him? Michael Wortham almost gets free. Shoestring, touchdown saving tackle.
3rd down and short coming up. That was the final play of the 3rd quarter. Montana and Weber State locked up in a good one. Wildcats trying to stay close. Down 14, 1 quarter.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
Get ready for game day with Megan Robinson during This Week in Big Sky Football. You'll hear from your favorite coaches and players, plus get an insider's look at the conference. Watch every Saturday on this Scripps Sports station. Check local listings for times in your area. Start of the 4th quarter, 3rd and 4. Ayat rolling right. Lott wants his tight end. He's got him. Touchdown, Evan Schaefer. The Grizz convert. Schaefer had a big catch at Sac State last week. He gets one right here to extend the lead. 9 yards on that one.
Contested catch by the strong hands of Evan Schaefer, but man, did Kaylee Ayat fire his gun on that one. The kid just understands football better and better each week, trusting his arm, trusting his eyes, and understanding where he's going to go pre-snap with the football.
Morrison's extra point makes it a 21-point lead again, 38-17. We touched on it. Montana has not won here since 2012. Plenty of offense, though, and a good answer after the Wildcats score. They're up 21.
Welcome back to Stewart Stadium. Montana Grizzlies taking a 38-17 lead over Weber State to start the 4th quarter. And on Montana's offensive line on the left side is Cannon Panfloff, who grew up just about 10 minutes away from here in Roy, Utah. He's got a lot of connections to Weber State. His father, Greg, played for the Wildcats back in the day, and today was Cannon's 24th career start with the Grizzlies since he transferred to Montana from Utah Tech back in 2023. He's been a big part of this, and I talked to him earlier this week. It was really funny. He expected a lot of friends and family, and he was telling his teammates if they didn't have any tickets they were going to use, send it his way. He could definitely find somebody. So big return home for him back here in Utah, guys.
Awesome, Kyle. And he holds something in common with a guy by the name of Jim McMahon, Roy High School product, the great BYU and Bears quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Good players out of this part of the country.
No doubt about that. Panfloff making his 24th start here today for the Montana Grizzlies. Cornerstone of what makes part of this Montana offense so special.
That was a big response from Montana. Weber State had the momentum, even going back to the way they played defensively earlier in the third quarter to get it to 14. Now they're in catch-up posture again, down 21. Coulter May, their leading rusher in this one. He has works hard for 3 yards there off the left side.
Weber State still trying to slug it out with this running game by staying balanced. I understand that that's part of Coach Mendel's DNA, but Tisdale, can this young freshman give the Wildcats some magic? And are they gonna try to push the ball down the field more? They had some success with Jaylene Record. Is Wafer gonna get involved?
Tisdale's only action prior to this game, 2 for 6, 27 yards against Portland State. Goes to the sideline here, incomplete. That was intended for Wafer, through his hands, prints forward on the coverage, and it's 3rd and long.
Not where you want to be if you're the Wildcats. 3rd and long against this blitz-happy Montana defense.
Montana, Big Sky leaders with 11 interceptions. A lot of that is because of the pressure they bring. They also have 16 sacks this season. Tisdale looking to the sideline, the true freshman, looking for the play call here. Play clock winding down, and they're gonna have to burn a timeout. And that's one of the problems when you got a first-year guy out there trying to learn on the fly. They gotta burn one.
Coach
Charge timeout.
is trying to get him in the right look. And when you have that, like you said, with the freshman quarterback, poses problems. But can this freshman kid get it going for Weber State?
Grizzly by 21. Grizz Nation representing. Look at the fire hat wearing the Legacy 37. And the Joker's in attendance here at this one. Great turnout as we thank you for sending in your picture to the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. A few of the favorites from today. Keep them coming. Rusty sporting the number 37.
See the Palmers down there sending it in, having a good time. Big Grizz family.
3rd down, Tisdale, and that is incomplete. That would have been a first down catch for Record. It was in coverage. He was surrounded by some white shirts. Cade Cutler was back there. It's 4th down.
Another big stop for the Montana defense. Weber State's just really struggled to have any consistency. And it makes sense, though, Trey, with these injuries and the turnover, and now the young quarterback in the football game.
Henry Way to punt it to Drew Deck. Yossi end over end. Deck calling for a fair catch. He makes it at the 31-yard line. Yeah, we were going through the depth chart with their coaches and the sports information staff here. It's unbelievable what they've endured. They lost 2 of their quarterbacks to injury, their 2 top running backs to knee injuries last week. Their starting defensive end, Josh Hardy, was on crutches after an injury last week. And even into their depth, their 3rd, 4th, and 5th string guys have suffered injuries. Part of the game.
It is, and just in terms of football as a whole, it's hard to win a game, let alone against the number 3 team in the country with all your top talented athletes out.
Jake Jensen's going to see some action here, and he completes a first down pass to Corbin Hendricks. And this is a homecoming for Jensen from Pleasant Grove, Utah. He originally was at BYU, went on a 2-year mission, went to Contra Costa Junior College, then USC, now at Montana his senior year.
This kid can play ball now. He just fired a rocket on that last one. He throws a good long ball. He understands football. He's been around it a long time. Can he get some success going here for Montana?
Game captain for this one as they run the ball up to the 40-yard line. That carry for Malai Finotti, physical slashing style, the redshirt freshman. Tribble on the tackle. But this is obviously special for him. Jake, married, USC real estate major, back in his home state.
Probably a lot of family here to watch him. And he's very respected by his teammates. Shows up to practice every single day, works hard. Gives a good look. You'd like to see a kid like him have some success for the Montana Grizzlies.
That will be an incomplete pass. Was not a lateral, intended for Deck near the sideline. Luke Flowers, their other quarterback that has thrown a couple passes this season. Jensen in the spring game had 142 yards and a couple touchdown passes, and important to have a senior leader in that quarterback corps.
Like I said, he's seen a lot of football. Just from an above-the-shoulder standpoint, he can come in and add a lot to a meeting room when you're evaluating the team week to week and just have good conversation in terms of game prep.
Finoti on that last carry sets up a 3rd and 8 as we near the 12-minute mark in this one. Grizz jumped out to a 28-3 lead. That was their biggest lead. Weber State a strong 3rd quarter, but Montana with a response to keep them at arm's length here, up 21.
And the USC transfer, Jake Jensen, I mean, at any other team, he's probably a starting quarterback, Trey, but Kaylee Ayat, I mean, that's a tough quarterback room to be in.
Jensen, deep drop, sideline incomplete, intended for Bohannon over there, and they'll have to punt it away. Angel King on the coverage, another Los Angeles kid, the strong safety back there defensively for Weber. They do recruit the Southern California area. We saw a lot of that from Cal Poly as well.
Such a hotbed for talent in Southern California. They've always had a connection at Montana, getting a lot of athletes from that state, some of the all-time greats.
Kaylee Ayat, if he doesn't come back in, 296 yards through the air in this one as Morrison gets an end-over-end kick away. Fair catch called for and made by Robert Young at the 13-yard line. Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
We've talked a lot about the injuries for Mickey Mental, but he seems like a good fit here. Interesting fit, an Olmsted Falls, Ohio native, 3-year starter quarterback at Baldwin Wallace, 2 years head coach Notre Dame College, and he learned under Jay Hill, who is the head coach here in 22 and has developed his own style as the head coach for the Wildcats. Here's a pass to Record. Across the 15, Record makes a man miss, has a first down and a big gainer down the sideline. And Record finally run out of bounds. Good defensive play from Hunter Peck.
Kingston Tisdale just taking what the Montana defense gives him. Somebody in his corner, Jamie Martin, an all-time great 15-year NFL vet, just saying, hey kid, calm down, it's okay. Get those guys the ball and they'll make plays, I promise.
Nice to have Martin, an NFL guy, as an offensive analyst for this Weber State program. You think he has a few stories to tell these kids?
No kidding. What a situation to be in if you're number 14, Tisdale, to have someone like that in your corner to break down film, to talk to you when you come off the sidelines, and really an opportunity to be developed.
There he is. How about that? How about that much time in the NFL as a QB? Very impressive. Tisdale over the middle and incomplete. You wanted Benny on that one.
The kid looks calmer, just a little bit high and over his head, caused by some pressure there for the Montana defense. We got a player down for the Wildcats. But Jamie Martin, the sole player of the ring, 89-92.
That's Will Way, this center, injured for Weber State. Let's look at Jamie Martin. And, you know, obviously he means so much to this program. Yeah, his experience here at Weber State. He was a good one of the best, if not the best, in Weber State history.
15-year NFL career. Not a lot of people play a decade and a half in the National Football League. This guy was the real deal in the Ring of Honor here, the sole Ring of Honor, and against the copper for Montana right here. Man, he caused a lot of problems in this league.
Look at that, the evasiveness, getting away from pressure and delivering a strike.
One of the nevers, Trey, late and over the middle, but man, if you're Jamie Martin, I guess you could make it happen.
3rd down after the injury to Way. They have a new center in there now as Tisdale looks to throw it over the middle, and that's a first down grab. That's hauled in by Benny, the tight end, and he keeps battling down to the Montana 36-yard line. Brock Beener on the tackle, 12-yard pickup.
Tisdale settled in a little bit, Trey.
Flags on the field
chippy
now,
out
too.
there
Yep.
between the two squads. Something you typically see between these two teams because it's such a physical, tough game, and both teams play hard from bell to bell. I want to say something, though, about Tisdale. He's really starting to settle in and having a little bit of swagger here on this football, or on this drive here in this football game.
After the play, personal foul, hands to the face, number 58 of the defense. Caused the helmet to come off. 15-yard penalty and a first down.
And that's Solo Tuliaupupu. We'll tack on 15.
'79 can stay in the game.
By the way, the Wildcats are down to their third center now. Ty Hunter, a true freshman from Syracuse, Utah. After losing Way and Casto to injuries this week, here's a handoff to Coulter May inside the 20-yard line. And I think some frustration starting to set in, a lot of pushing and shoving on both sides as the Wildcats enter the AVA Law Group red zone. Here's our recap, and the Grizz have cashed in. They've done it all year long.
And you see the 2 touchdowns there for Weber State. Something they have struggled with this year is field goals in the red zone. Can they come away with a score here? But Montana, one of the top red zone offenses in the country, and that's been the story of this football game.
Tisdale, corner pattern, and it is knocked away. Beener was there defensively on Marvin Session. Not a bad idea, though, going to the big target in the corner.
Again, Tisdale just a little bit more air on the ball. What a play, though, by Brady Beener, staying and tracking the football and not playing the man and getting his fingertips on it for the breakup.
Grizz coaches like this kid, true freshman, smart, getting better. Runs a 10.7 100, that doesn't hurt.
Football's a game of speed, and he's got it.
They're bringing the blitz on third down. Tisdale to the other corner, and that is incomplete. Looking for Mason York, and that was Elijah Brady, a sophomore, on coverage on that one.
Elijah Brady, another one of the young corners adding to that depth in the Montana secondary, allowing them to play the aggressive style of defense that they do. You've got to have corners that can run and cover, and man, does Montana have a lot of depth in that position room.
Well, if the Wildcats have any hope in this one, they've got to convert here. 4th down, 6 with under 10 minutes to go. Trips left. Blitz coming. Tisdale to the sideline, and it's incomplete. And they turn it over on downs. Marvin Session, the intended receiver, and Montana gets it back, and Beener was over there defensively.
Sessions got to haul that in. You got to squeeze that ball. Montana comes up with a big stop on defense, showing why they're the number 3 team.
Number 3 Montana trying to move to 9-0 on the season in front of Weber State by 21 here. Just over 9 minutes to go in the game. Jake Jensen seeing some action. Game captain for this one from Pleasant Grove, Utah. Kaylee Ayat's day is done. Another big day with 296 through the air. Mike Pinotti on the carry. Hard-earned yards up the middle between the tackles. Mason Hitchens on the tackle. We talked about this offense, how dynamic they are. 6 times 40 points or better. Just shy of that today. Tough to really focus on one thing. Weber State's idea was to try to load the box, but Gilman had a big game.
Gilman had a big game. The Montana offense typically has a big game when he does, but you just can't shut all of this talent down across the field for the Montana offense. Pick your poison when it comes to you as a defense on who you can stop.
Ian Finch the catch there, but there's a flag on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 90 of the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It's Chevy Robinson, the freshman defensive end, flagged. Yeah, it's you know, Weber State team that We talked about their success against this Montana program through the years. That's a hit you just don't need. A true freshman making a big mistake.
Yeah, there's just no room for that, especially in a game where you're trying to really do everything you can to not let it get out of hand. And 15-yarder really puts you in a tough situation for the Wildcat defense.
Week out and week in the Big Sky, we talk about how tough it is to win on the road. You know, Montana had to battle at Idaho State. They found a way at Sacramento State with a great offense. This was no lock, especially with the success Weber State had against this Montana program.
When you're the #3 team in the country, you're going to have a target on your back, and Weber State always gets up for this one. Coach Houck said, I love going on the road, but we got to bring our A game against this Wildcat team, and man, have they today. Something, Trey, that I do want to say here is just kind of zooming in on this Montana offense and the offensive line. It doesn't really matter who's in the ballgame. They've had a little bit of shuffling there, but man, they have played better each week. They've gelled and they're physical, establishing their dominance in this conference and one of the best offenses in the country.
Jensen.
Hold on.
Incomplete, intended for Hendricks, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Devontae Morgan Collins back there defensively. Weber State looks like they're likely to fall to 3-6, 1-4 in the Big Sky. They get a trip to Bozeman to take on the Bobcats next week. I mean, there are no easy wins in this conference. Look at Northern Colorado, their improvement. How about Idaho beating Northern Arizona last night?
That was a wild one last night, but couldn't have said it more clearly. This conference is so tough week to week. Multiple top 10 and ranked opponents. There's no easy wins in the Big Sky.
The punt by Morrison, fielded by Robert Young, and he's run out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Caleb Otluski over there on the play. Well, how about some scores around the FCS? How about this? Indiana State trying to surprise South Dakota State.
Chase Mason, starting quarterback for South Dakota State, out for that marker game, and now Indiana State up ahead of the Jackrabbits. That's a shocker there.
3 minutes left in that game, we understand. That was a team that Montana beat handily in Missoula. Coach Mallory doing a great job trying to get that program going, and Tarleton trailing at halftime.
Tarleton trailing and Idaho State over UC Davis at the half.
I know you like what they're doing there in Pocatello with that offense. Here's a catch by Record. He runs out of bounds at the 38-yard line. They're a team on the up and up.
Absolutely are. Cody Hawkins really has Idaho State offense cooking hot. #4 in the FCS right now in yards per game, right behind Montana.
They love to throw the football in the dome up there in Pocatello.
But again, just showcasing how tough this conference really is, Trey.
First down from the 48 for Tisdale, the true freshman. And busted play there. He's going to keep it himself, and he's up to the 42-yard line. Athletic kid, and even when it breaks down, he made a good decision right there.
A little extra curricular here at the bottom of the screen between Beener and Record. Getting chippy out there. Highly competitive teams going at it.
The Grizz a chance to get back home after back-to-back road games. They'll host Eastern Washington next week. A pretty good Eastern Washington team. Tisdale throws that one downfield incomplete. Nobody in the vicinity. Looked like maybe he wanted Session on the near sideline.
Incomplete.
Eastern Washington, though, looking ahead in Montana. That could be a tough matchup. The Eagles are usually a very tough team. Having a tough one against Sacramento State right now.
Yeah, Eastern Washington knocked off Coach Mendel's team here 23-20 in a hard-fought game, but Sac State's up 28-13 at halftime over the Eagles right now, up there in the Pacific Northwest. 3rd down and 6. Tisdale, deep ball, left sideline, and incomplete. Want a wafer down the sideline.
Good looking back shoulder throw there by Tisdale. The receiver just got to understand that as a defensive back is in phase, meaning on your hip pocket or leading you in coverage, you need to rotate your body to the sideline and open up for a catch. Good throw there by 14 Tisdale, but just having struggle connecting with his receivers in this football game.
Jelani Davis, by the way, redshirt freshman, was in coverage for Montana on that play. And Henry Way back out there to punt again. Hits that off the side of his foot, out of bounds. He does kick it away from deck, and the Grizzlies will have it near the 30-yard line. 6:29 to go in this one. Montana on their way to being 9-0. And we talked about the schedule a little bit. Home date at Portland State, and of course everybody, they're already talking about Brawl of the Wild, and what a matchup that's going to be this year with both teams right now in the top 5.
No easy wins in this conference, but everyone is talking about that final game. It looks like it's all coming down to it for these two football teams in Montana and Montana State. Could be for it all.
Finoti, kid from Hawaii, with a good carry up to the 36, close to 8 yards on that carry. We talked about how tough it is for Weber State with all the injuries. You go to Bozeman, you go to Idaho State, and then NAU here, a chance to get something done at home against a good Lumberjacks team.
Again, Idaho State beating one of the top 10 teams in the country, number 6, 5, UC Davis, number 4, number 19, Northern Arizona. No easy gets here in this conference.
Montana State winning handily today, and Montana 9-0. You've seen some great offensive teams. You feel this is up there with some of the best. Defensively, opportunistic club, and it just fits it so well with having a high-powered offense like that, what they do on D.
When you have a high-powered offense like Montana, who scores 42 points a game, you're not playing necessarily risk-free football, but you can take more chances, and that's why they win on money downs, on 4th down, in the red zone, top in the country and top in the conference in turnover margin and turnovers with 14.
Is that the ham and egg thing? Is that what that's called?
That's what coach said, kind of a ham and egg. If our offense is cooking, we can cook. If they're not, then maybe not as much. But I mean, in all seriousness, it allows you to play with a little bit different mentality and causing issues for the offense and giving them a bunch of different looks. And typically you see that cause problems 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, after the offense has seen multiple looks.
Matt Herron, that's good to see. He is up after getting shaken up a little bit. Junior from Holiday, Utah, one of their leaders, a microbiology major pursuing his master's.
And a pretty darn good football player, one of their top in tackles for loss and multiple sacks. Been battling today for this Wildcat defense.
But getting back to the D, you would have enjoyed playing on this squad with that kind of an offense, being able to pin your ears back the way Wing and all those guys do at the linebacker spot.
Hair on fire. Just let it rip.
Play was never whistled, ready for play. 4th down.
Roger Cooper, the co-defensive coordinator, linebackers coach, said we want to play fast and free. We want to play with swagger and keep them guessing. That kind of fits into that style.
It does. When you do have an offense who's as strong and high-powered as Montana's, you can take some chances. I don't want to use the term gamble, but the two go great together because they're opportunistic. When they create turnovers, the offense capitalizes. And the other thing, Montana is number 1 in the conference in points off of turnovers as well.
Well, and so the people that are negative about the Montana defense, they could say, yeah, but they give up 400 a game. They give up 252 passing. The answer to that is you are able to lead the conference in interceptions, lead the conference in 4th down D, lead the conference in red zone D. I mean, in turnover margin, they're 2nd in the conference.
Those are all top, I guess, recipes, so to speak, if you want to have a successful team and a successful defense, winning when the game is on the line and during. A little extracurricular again here on the sideline, but winning, Trey, when you have to, and creating problems for opposing offenses.
Yeah, that was Cy Stevenson, late hit
Personal
on record.
foul, late hit out of bounds, number 29 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to say Tanner Huff instead over there, late hit on record. Here's a look at it on the near sideline.
Just a little bit late out of bounds. Getting in there, trying to make a name for himself, and what he has on special teams, but he's been playing more on defense. Just a little bit smarter there. Pull up on that one.
Tisdale getting some reps here, the true freshman from the 41. Over the middle, catch made by the tight end, Benny. Benny's a good target, solid senior tight end. Has had a really good career. That was Hayden Opitz, the sophomore linebacker on the stop.
Benny has just been Mr. Reliable here for this Wildcat offense. And you just would like to see a guy like that have a little bit more success and then be able to get him the ball.
To the sideline, Marvin Session with a grab, junior from Missouri City, Texas. Elijah Brady on the coverage. And the Grizz getting some guys reps on the defensive side of the ball. Brady, one of those guys, young guy, sophomore from Seattle.
Weber State converts. You know, they make positive play here, but Montana really kind of flexing their muscles, showing off their depth and ability to play good defense and good offense with some of the second and third people in their groups.
Tisdale trying to make something happen, throws it away. Session was running down the field. It was thrown behind him. And depth is a big part of what they want to do on the defensive side of the ball as well. Not just the linebacker depth. They've got plenty of star power there. They've rotated their linemen and their DBs.
In the area.
They
Second
have,
down.
and there's not a large drop-off. This is the first team out there right now for Weber State. Yes, they've had some injuries, but these young kids show up, and Coach Houck and company demand that not only the first group, but second and third, and whoever is in there, plays at a high level, at a championship level, as he would like to say it.
That was almost picked off by Brody Beaner. Brady's brother had a chance at it.
He might have got a little geeked up there on that one. Got big eyes, little deer in the headlights. I heard he was a former receiver, but he did that on offense, so maybe he can get over to that side of the ball and haul it in.
You think Brady's going to have a few comments about that?
Come on there, Beaner. Yeah, maybe his brother say, hey, bud, come over here. I'll show you how to catch the ball. Good to see him out there making plays for the Grizz.
3rd and 10, Tisdale. Pressure coming. Got rid of it. And it's going to be well short of the first down. And that was Ezekiel Sumalo, the junior, that grabbed the quarterback. And it'll be 4th down coming up now. Kyle, what's up?
Yeah, guys, you know, this is actually Brock Beaner's first game playing. We saw Brady kind of be really a big part of that win over Idaho State and kind of get thrown in the mix as a true freshman. But this is Brock's first game, and you got to keep in mind, only 4 games, including this, left in the regular season, so he should be able to preserve that red shirt still. And, you know, they're running him out here now. A couple of 3-star recruits coming out of Anacortes, Washington for the Grizzlies that they're very high on.
Brock and Brady. Brock getting reps late as we're under 3 minutes to go now. Tisdale setting up the screen. Benny's got it, the tight end. Hurdles a man and takes a big shot as he goes down at the 38-yard line, and they'll come up short of the first down and give it up on downs. Stevenson on the tackle.
Stevenson with the hit to finish him off, but man, Brock Beaner coming up and making a play in the open field, something that's not easy. And Kyle, you hit it, man. These two kids at Anacortes, Washington, you do not play as a freshman for Coach Houck unless you play hard, and both of those young men are on display at a young age for this Grizzly football team.
And now new quarterback Luke Flowers seeing some action here. The 3rd quarterback of the day, redshirt freshman from Rigby, Idaho. He was the Idaho top high school quarterback in 2024, won a 5A state title, threw a couple passes, completed a couple for 31 yards this year, seeing some action.
Watching this kid in fall camp was pretty impressive. He distributes the football well. He's got a calm demeanor to him. Again, in a packed quarterback room, tough to get on the field, but Montana is certainly happy to have him to add to that deep offensive room.
And we hit the 2-minute timeout. Montana on cruise control. They led 28-3 at one point, up 21, looking for win number 9. Our Whitefish Credit Union player of the game, Eli Gilman.
Man, this kid's showing why he's one of the top running backs in the country, going over for 100 yards once again in his career. Teams try, but they cannot bottle up Eli Gilman and this Montana offense.
Over 3,000 career rushing yards. Today's player of the game sponsored by Whitefish Credit Union. They're going to move to 13-0 when he rushes for 100 yards. And that Flowers pass is incomplete as he tried to get it to Danny Sermon, redshirt freshman tight end from Missoula, to no avail. You know, All-America candidate, Peyton watch list. We talked about Wortham Peyton watch list. Ayat, third in the FCS in passing yards per game. Davis, Rice watch list. I mean, when you have 4 guys like that on an offense, how often does that happen?
Very, very rarely. And the development that these players are going under with this coaching staff that Coach Houck has put together. I mean, you look at this kid even.
Finotti.
I mean, he is an unbelievable, strong, hard runner. You got Eli Gilman, and I just want to hit on him, and then you got Kaylee EI. But man, Eli Gilman, I've talked to some sources in the NFL, and they talk about how he is a true NFL running back, a 53-man roster running back, and I just don't know how you stop a guy like that. He's got breakaway speed. He's got a strong lower half. He's a problem. He's a problem for defenses, and one of the reasons why Montana is so well balanced this year.
Flowers taking a knee. Gilman, FCS active leader in rushing touchdowns. 9th in the FCS in rushing yards per game. And Bobby Houck has to be pleased. This was a workmanlike effort. They got off to a great start. The defense set the tone. The offense cashed in like they always do.
And Montana just handled themselves in such a professional manner. They're coming off of a big win against Sacramento State. Must-have win here against Weber State, who's had their number. But what I'm seeing here when you zoom out and look at this thing is the development from Coach Houck of these players in all 3 phases of offense, defense, and special teams. There was some defensive penalties here pre-snap. They will address that and get it shored up. But the skill positions, the defensive backs, everyone just playing at a higher level and raising the bar week to week.
Montana with a dominant effort from their offense again. 308 yards passing, 196 rushing. And how about this? 9-0, first time since 2009. 2009, that perfect regular season. We'll see how it plays out this year.
The question that's being asked, there are games for both Montana and Montana State coming down to the Brawl of the Wild, 21 days away. Can Montana get it done this year? Can Montana take it all the way?
Kyle Hansen with our star of the game, Eli Gilman.
Yeah, Eli, so obviously a big win for you guys here today and really clicking in that first quarter. I mean, big play after big play. What was working in that, especially in that first half too?
We just, like every day, we work on our technique and we're told to rely on our technique and just do what we do best. And we started off hot, started to run the ball, a little trickery at the start. So, yeah, we started off fast and that's that went.
When a game kind of gets away towards the end, you see Malai out there making some plays too, and you get to kind of sit back and relax. What's that like from your perspective?
I love it. I love seeing those guys get in there and work because I've seen them work hard every single day, just like everybody else on this team. So I love when they get their opportunity to do their thing.
9-0 now. How do you guys keep this rolling? But obviously, how does it feel to get a big win on the road once again, back-to-back weeks?
It feels good, but just kind of like I said earlier, we train the same way day in and day out. So that's how we're going to keep this thing going.
Big milestone for you today, 3,000 career yards at Montana in less than 3 full seasons. Just what can you say about, achieving that, but obviously you get a lot of help as well?
I'm just blessed with the opportunity to play here, especially with my the O-lines that I've played behind. And then, yeah, again, just the opportunity I'm blessed with. It's just sweet.
He makes the most of it, no doubt. Well, Eli, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win. We'll send it back upstairs, guys.
Thank you, Kyle. 523 yards of total offense. Montana just shy of 40 points scored. They've gone over 46 times. They're an offensive juggernaut. I mean, you talk about how good this team can be. What is their ceiling? The offense can carry them all the way if they play like this week in and week out. And again, a conference along with the Missouri Valley considered the top 2 in the FCS. They're winning at a high level against some good competition.
High octane and athletic, but I think the word that we're searching for here is complementary football. You got a high octane offense, you got a defense that can fly around and create turnovers. When they get the ball, the offense can score, and they just play back and forth and play into one another's hands.
38-17, the Grizz win it. From my broadcast partners, Jordan Tripp, Kyle Hansen, our entire Scripps Sports crew, I'm Trey Bender. Scott Breen and Casey Conlon coming up with the Scripps Sports Saturday Showdown postgame show. If you're watching on the CBS stations throughout Montana, make the switch to the spot for full coverage of today's action. Everyone else, stick around. It's all coming up after this break. For everyone at Scripps Sports, thanks for watching. Montana moves to 9-0. Maybe a move up in the rankings. We'll see. A dominant win on the road in Ogden, Utah. So long, everybody.